I did decide to glance at a walkthrough. I didn't actually read anything. I was just curious how many chapters there were, because if you remember, there were 5 chapters total in the first game. In this game, there are 9. That's all I wanted to know, and that's all I looked up. I'm gonna read this now because, like, literally the next thing we could do is we could buy the next newspaper. So, Rouen mayoral election special. With the arrest of former Mayor Dalmore, a new mayoral election has come to Rouen. Initially delayed due to the coup d'etat, it has been officially announced the 2 nominees are the industrialist Norman and the harbor master Portos. Both candidates have solid support bases and distinct platforms. Which will Rouen citizens entrust with their future? Stay tuned. Owner of the Hotel Blanche and staunch proponent of the tourism industry, the core of candidate Norman's campaign is to invigorate tourism. He believes that tertiary businesses are the future of Rouen, and has many supporters who agree. By contrast, candidate Portos, who is the caretaker of the harbor block and a passionate campaigner for the maintenance of the port facilities, his platform centers around the reinvigoration of the harbor industry, has the support of the harbor laborers and the sailors. Currently, public opinion is split. The northern city blocks that run on the tourism favor Norman. The harbor blocks favor Portos, with such clearly defined positions. This election is shaping up to be very divisive. As both camps possess solid blocks of support, it'll be a battle who can cut the deepest into their opponent's voter base. This scenario seems to favor candidate Norman, but there's plenty of time for a turnabout. Meanwhile, according to reports from the Royal Army, monsters across Liberl have been increasingly ferocious, and previously unseen species are roaming the kingdom. The cause of these changes is currently unknown, but it has to do with the moon going red up in the sky. The theories range from septium vein fluctuations to planetary alignment, and even solar abnormalities. The Royal Army is investigating, but caution is advised when traveling between regions. The new commander of the Royal Army has been announced, Cassius Bright. Promoted to General, Cassius Bright, formerly Colonel Bright, will be replacing General Morgan as Chief of Staff. Hopes are high for the reconstruction and future of the military under the guidance of this new leader. The signing ceremony of the Non-Aggression Pact will take place in the Liberal Kingdom. A central location was considered initially, but declined for safety reasons. The wave of change has not only come to the Royal Army, but to ordnance as well. The new model tactical ordnance, as shown, were developed by the Bob Foundation and are spreading quickly. Improvements include the addition of a new slot, and, while incompatible with standard courts, it's been receiving praise from bracers and others for the new powerful arts it enables. Factories across the nation are gearing up and eager to support the new model. And that was the news. Whoa! We're gonna hope that's a temporary issue. Everything's fine. Well, that is not a temporary issue. Oh, okay, whatever. Just gonna live with it for the second. Ah, Dios, that was one heck of a trip. It's much further. I think my legs are gonna pop off. Well, you can relax now. This is the lowest floor of the sealed area. Yeah, that dungeon was way too damn big. Wait, really? Ah, thank the goddess. Tell me we're only halfway down. I think I'll be floating off to meet her right about now. Really, Father Kevin, you're being a little too humble. I can tell you're extremely well trained for a priest. If you were not, I doubt you could do the job you do. Ah, kazing, read like a book. Children's book at that. Ah, that's no big if you figure it out. Close to the Von Ostleys family, anyway. Speaking of my job, that thing the mayor of Rouen had. Ah, the Chronos Rod. In accordance with our pact, it is being kept safely secured using prescribed methods. We can hand it off whenever you wish. Perfect, perfect. Thanks. Anyway, the thing we discussed earlier, mind showing it to me? It's down here, right? Yes, follow me. Well, now, will you look at this? I imagine even the church will have difficulty deciding what to do with this, yes? This sort of artifact isn't so much big as it is gargantuan. Have a take a closer look? As you like, the Queen has given permission. Please, if you understand any of this, share your thoughts. It's just the ring guarding them in the report. It's kind of similar to the archaism. Oh my god. The archaism excavated in Calvard, but we've seen it moving. This. These thing's an artifact from the last years of the ancient Sumerian civilization, which makes it at least 1,200 years old. It's clearly the core of the structure. There's no clear indication as to what it actually does. Analysis of the artifacts seem to be impossible with modern tools. They work on the same principle and energy as orbment, but their internal structure is entirely different from an orbit's. That's what Professor Russell told us, at least. The church refers to these as gifts from the goddess given too early. And over here... So just after the black orbment you called the gospel was used, all the giant pillars that were in here set into the floor? Yes, all 4 pillars set into the floor, like this one. Even 2 months later, we're not even sure what that means, if anything. So a seal in the Oriole, a gospel was used, and the device here spoke of device towers and a second barrier. I'm trying to see what kind of systems at work here. System? What system? There's nothing else here. Well, I'll call it gut instinct, but I think this is some sort of gate. Call it a gate on the trail that leads to the goddess's treasure. The thing that opens it is a black key called gospel. If you think about it like that, the Oriole thing being AWOL makes a lot more sense. Can I help you? Careful. Careful. What am I doing? Oh, you're stuck, aren't you? Let's see. There you go. Is that better? Go ahead. I got you. You're not heavy. Okay. Where's this trail of yours, then? This is the lowest floor. It might be a trail in this... Oh, Silver Cookie took my joke. According to the professor, the ruins extend no further. I think a little less literally. It's not a trail you see with your eyes or walk. Could be the septium veins that run through the earth. Or maybe it's a route we can't even imagine. In the skies. But that's where we'll find a clue to lead to the Oriole. Okay. Chapter 1 of 9. Well, 8. Chapter 2 of 8. There we go. No, Chapter 8 of... Chapter 2 of 9, Chapter 1 of 8. There we go. Hello, cat. How are you? Several people in chat say hello. Here, I give you scriptures from them. They didn't say to give you scriptures, but they probably meant it. I know. You are loved. I know. Whew, being on an airship over half a day is kind of tiring, huh? What? Maze? Alright, everyone stab Maze. I know how to stretch our legs, though. Let's go report the completion of our training and duty readiness. Fix our tie while we're at it. Estelle? Hello? Oh, yeah, you're right. We should go say hi to Elman. Hey, you got a case of the nerves, don't you? Yeah, I do. I don't know why, either. I didn't feel this way at all before I went to training, but now, somehow thinking I'm really going to be a full bracer is really making me really antsy. I get it. You're trembling with excitement. Excitement? Hey, you've grown way stronger over the past month. I mean, you've gotten like 4 levels in the prologue alone. And not just in the whacking stuff with a stick department. You're more knowledgeable. Careful. You make better judgments. You're about to start hunting down the mysterious creepos who want to bring doom or whatever. And you're going to bring Joshua back. Are we? Okay, so I'm going to admit something. I know a few tidbits of spoilers for future games. None of which I will share here, of course, but I'll share one spoiler I do not know. The fate of Joshua. That's relevant because it means I don't know if we're actually going to rescue him. I don't know if that's in the cards, right? They could just kill him off, or worse. And I don't know. So... I'm curious. Any guesstimates in chat about what you think they are going to do with Joshua? I'm like a mountain climber, didn't even bother looking up at how big the mountain before. Having second thoughts about climbing it? No. If anything, I'm even more fired up than I used to be. No matter how big a mountain is, you can only climb it one step at a time anyway. If I have to crawl, I'll reach the top, no matter what. That's more like it. Okay, we gonna head over to the guild? Yes. I see. The both of you have done well. Yeah, see, that's what I was thinking. Like, so far they've been hesitant to kill off anybody. I mean, they've had plenty of opportunities to kill characters, and they have not taken them. At the same time... I mean, they're really going full Sasuke with Joshua so far. Also, roll my eyes at that while we're here. You paid for training? It's part of your job. Yeah, I'm pretty sure I missed out on a BP. I missed out on 2 BP. So they won't be back for a while. I think I get what Ellen was poking at, though. Guild's down 3 full-skilled bracers now. We're going to be really busy from now on. Top of that, Cassius is still devoting his time to the military, right? Oh yeah, remember, he's currently working out Icewood Fortress. No, Saber for wife, and God willing, I never will. Whoops. Shoot. I just closed a tab and I didn't mean to. Let's pull that over here. There we go. Believe it, Cyber for wife. Cassius, Brigadier General Bright, has been welcomed back to the army, is now in head of command. I just read that in the paper. He's the head of the army now? I thought General Morgan had that position. As I understand it was the original idea, but Morgan himself proposed giving Cassius full reign. He's been entrusting the future of the army to your father. Father just a dad? We're doomed then. See Cassius being given that. I can see Cassius being given that much responsibility, you know? I mean, we're down our S-rank hero, though. I keep meaning to look up who the other S-ranks are. I should do that at some point. Or I can do it right now. They've done nothing obvious, but that admittedly is how they work. Yeah, what's going on with the society? That's a good question, mate. I don't know. Let's find out. Let's see. S-rank bracers. Here we go. Oh, it doesn't let me sort by rank. Meh. Let's see. So there's Cassius. Yep. And that... Oh, that can't be it. It's divided by section. Just gonna glance at this list really quick here. I was gonna say, yeah. Apparently we don't know who all 4 are. You know what this franchise reminds me of? This isn't really a complaint. Kind of a complaint, but like not really. It's not something I'll give a negative for, let's put it that way. This is like if Xenogears kept going. I know. You're thinking Xenosaga, Xenoblade, but no, like for real. This whole franchise feels like Xenogears if it actually branched the franchise it was intended to. Yes, the monsters have changed. Heretofore undocumented types of monsters showing up all over the country. Yeah, exactly, Blake DePaul. And where the existing monsters become far more vicious and powerful, travel has become significantly more dangerous. No one's been able to put forward an explanation as to why this is happening. Every nasty beastie out there is nastier just cuz? Yeah, it's cuz we're higher level. So, rather than ask who it is, which game is it shown in, Lucas Slaughter? If you don't mind sharing. Horizon. Oh, ho, ho. The one that isn't even out in English yet. Wow. Alright, so we get Shara and Agate in the party. That sucks. Whatever. Hi, Mr. Ed. Don't worry. I swear I'll tell you about the fight. It's a cool fight. I'm shocked that you didn't cause a wipe. I'm guessing it never picked you. Yeah, we fought the King Penguin. Yeah, it's such a commonplace thing I've noticed. Especially in more anime games. Tales ofs like to dip into it as well. Hell, some of you probably don't even remember this. Pirates of the Caribbean. Yes, that Pirates of the Caribbean. They actually had a formal chart in the developers, creators, producers office, which listed who was the best fencers, like who was best at sword fighting, in which order, because it was a thing they kept referencing in the movies. And so they had a power tier list in Pirates of the Caribbean. We're barely even certain this society exists at this point, you realize, despite what Cassius says. And we're wandering all over Liberl, keeping an eye out for anything resembling a secret society bent on world domination. It's probably not going to be the most exciting job ever. He's scoping around the dark as best we can do it now. Guessing you want us all to tag along? Yes. I'd like you to assign the two of you to assist Shara and Agate. Plan is to have Shara and Agate investigating different areas separately. I'd like for them to have a partner, though, just in case the society really is as dangerous as we think it is. You should decide, Estelle. You're the player. I mean... When did you learn to talk like a professional? It is, in fact, Will Turner, by the way. I even remember the order because it struck me as a weird-ass order. It goes Will, and then Davy Jones, and then Barbossa, and then Jack. And then the Commodore Norrington. Yeah, I know what the two of you are. Thank you. I'll take Shara because I don't hate her. Wait, seriously, Lucas Slaughter? Interesting. Yeah, Jack was the best shooter, bar none. Like, his aim is apparently stupid good. He shows that off in the first film, if you remember. With his one shot. Okay, so he's heading to Bose. We're going to Rouen. I guess that's why the newspaper was talking about Rouen. You're unequipping Annalise, right? There are times when you gotta put your foot down, be stubborn and push yourself, but remember, you're a woman, too. You can rely on others and admit your weakness. The hell, you making fun of because I'm a girl? Nope. Look, I'm bad at this. Look. Men are big, dumb oafs who are too stubborn to ask for help for their own good, 95% of the time. Me, your old man, Joshua, we're all like that. The society expects it, you know? We're all stubborn idiots, for better or worse. You can't change that no matter what you do. My point is no reason for you, a woman, to get stuck thinking like that. Don't forget to ask others for help when you need it. You've got a lot of friends out there. Make use of them. Another good example, June Whisperer. Showing your soft side for once. I give an A for effort, at least. All the presses. I need to get my jaw off the floor. Even Agate can be nice to girls. Sort of. That was almost nice. Bye, Agate. Bye, Annalise. I wonder when she's going to rejoin the party, because we're doing we seem to be doing the rotating party thing, and considering this is probably like the rotating party thing was probably designed as part of the overall original game, we're probably going to keep doing that this game. Who knows? They could have changed their minds. Half the game. Wow. Aw. I might think I'm weird for saying this, but I like to think we're already friends, but I'd like it if you and me, if we became something more. ... What? You saying who you think you're saying? No, don't try to stop me, Shara. I'm serious. I'm absolutely sure about this. Really? Right here in public? You've got to be freaking kidding me. I know I'm a couple years older than you, Estelle. We've totally spent about the same time in the guild. You know what? Age doesn't matter when it comes to something like this. I mean, I'm really happy to think my heart's racing out of my chest, but this is kind of a surprise, to say the least. Besides, there's Joshua. There's kind of more issues on a couple of fronts, or more than a couple, or rather, I don't, Joshua, what does he have to do with this? What problems would there be with a couple of fronts if we become rivals? Rivals? Yeah, we're about the same age, equal in skill level. I thought it'd help us to try to reach even higher, but you don't actually like the idea, do you? Game. Game. Ah, that's what you meant. Okay. As unpredictable as always, I see. Not quite the punchline I was expecting. Punchline? Oh, that's what you meant. Alright, then. I, Estelle Bright, hereby recognize you as my rival, Annalise Elfid. Consider the gauntlet thrown. In your face, even. Sweet. Alright, step one. A race to see which one of us can reach Agate and Shara's level first. Bring it, Sword Brain. Sword Brain? I'll leave you to eating my bracer point just. And by just, I mean dust. I don't know where the J came from. I do believe we're in some amount of peril, my good Mr. Crossman. Seriously. Nothing scary on a couple kids charging straight ahead. Final boarding call. Get on the freaking ship, please. That's our cue. Do they have trains in this franchise? I've been wondering that. Airships are nice and all, but you need some form of mass cargo transit. You don't really need it in this country, because this country's dinky. But, like, Calvard? Terrabonia? Okay, so trains do exist. I was wondering. We know they have tanks. Crossbell has tanks. And by tanks, I mean trains. I don't know if Crossbell has tanks. Why does Crossbell have a train if they're just... Now I'm confused. Okay, looks like it did unequip her. Well, since I'm not using a guide for once... What's a local transit system? You lost me. It's the Queen's airship. Aw. Well, while I'm looking for this dude, I promised you I'd tell you about a boss fight, Mr. Road. It's actually very simple. All you have to do is do everything perfectly, or you'll die instantly. So here's the deal. There's actually a term for that kind of fight. I forget what it's actually called, to be quite honest with you. FF14 dips their toes with this concept, too. It's a type of fight where everyone is involved in making sure the fight is successful, which also means that anybody in the group can screw over the entire group. You know the type, right? There's actually a term for that fight. I can't remember what it's called right now. So there's these laser things at the back of the arena. And if you remember, the boss is just sitting there. He can't move, right? So I think there's 4 lasers on LFR, something like that. Anyways, if those lasers reach him, he kills the raid, and you're dead. So when he targets you with his knockback ability, you have to go back on one of the spots and get knocked back there. When you do so, it either makes or destroys a wall. Okay? So in other words, you want the first 4 people who get hit with that ability to go back and form the initial wall to make sure that those lasers start hitting the wall. You have a little bit of leeway here, but not much. Then, you're probably thinking, wait, why would you want to destroy a wall? Well, obviously you don't want to destroy a wall until it's ready to be destroyed. But periodically, one of the lasers will start getting amplified by the wall rather than blocked by it. So, you have to have people paying attention to go back and destroy those walls, which then resets the laser, and then someone else can go back in and reset a new wall in its place. This also serves as a soft enrage, because at some point or another, you are going to fall behind. You will no longer have the ability to keep up all the walls necessary, and eventually a laser will hit the boss, and when it does, you're wiped. It's actually a really cool fight. But you see what I mean when I say it hits everyone, because some fights, most fights actually, certain mechanics will only target certain types of people. People in melee range, people who are at range, people who have a monobar, people who are tanks, people who are healers, people who are DPS, right? Because they can do that. They can tell who you are and they can target you accordingly. That mechanic I just mentioned targets everybody. Doesn't care who you are. In fact, I think the only person it can't target is the main tank target. Even then, I'm not actually sure about that. So everybody in the raid has a responsibility to try and help maintain the wall. Otherwise, boop. It's a cool fight. Really, this is why I cannot stand the pompous imperial nobility. And I thought there were limits to how unpleasant a single person could be. Huh. You took the words right from my mouth. Tell me, why does the Republic even care about the engine provision deal? And I think Libero's internal politics were your plaything. It's a matter of international security, of course. It's only been a decade since Ereboni attempted to annex this innocent little country. It is absolutely unacceptable for a half-barbaric nation like yours to lay their hands on such cutting-edge technology. The Republic is a long-standing friend of Libero. We won't stand back and allow something that will threaten its interests. Oh yeah, someone made this comment earlier, and I totally agree with what little I know. Liberal sounds a lot like Dalmasca. Significant, important, economically powerful, but ultimately a tiny, tiny bit player in between 2 giants. You know, Belgium. Some friends you didn't send them so much as a soldier in the war. They're just pretending to be allies when it suits you while standing back and doing nothing when it doesn't. What did you just... My Lord Ambassador Cranog, may I suggest we leave the matter here? We do not wish to bother the other customers. But Mueller, Ambassador Cochrane, may I ask that you back down as well? This is a debate that could be handled just as well through the embassies. Farewell. See, I like hearing that from a member of the Imperial military. Still, far better than hearing it from that pompous and gluttonous member of the nobility, I suppose. What did you Well, gentlemen, if you'll pardon me. Of course they hate each other. They're 2 superpowers. Like Britain and France. But insufferable she-wolf. Although I'm not sure what Calvert is the equivalent of. We all know Ereboni is Germany. Or Prussia. This is why commoners with no history or tradition are... My lord... Yes, yes. I shall return to the embassy. I trust I can leave the other matter in your hands. As you will, my lord. Germany and France would be a hell of a combo, yeah. Hello, cat. How are you? Hey. Hey, what's wrong? Oh, hello. Can I help you? Can I help you, cat? You're in my lap now. You've refused to be in my lap for months. What's up? By months, I mean weeks. Yeah, go ahead and settle. I got my foot locked. You can relax. Go on. Go on, relax. You're okay. It's been some time since your help during the festival, I believe. I'm glad you remember. That was one heck of an argument just now, though. Those two, who were those two, and what are they doing? Going at each other like cat and dog. The man was the ambassador of the Erebonian Empire to the Beryl, excuse me, Lord Davil Cranog. The woman would be the ambassador from the Republic of Calvard, Elsa Cochrane. They have their respective embassies here in the capital. Oh, I see. So those are the great ambassadors. How do a pair of whiny children like those manage diplomatic negotiations? I actually looked it up recently. Would you believe I've only been playing these RPG games for 27 days? I mean, that's a long time when you think about it, but at the same time, it feels like much longer than that. That's not even a month. I wish I could disagree. To say that the Empire and the Republic have always been on bad terms would be an understatement at the best of times. On top of that, those two are like oil and water on a pedestal. Well, no, I suppose the fact that they break into argument the first time they meet says something about how similar they are. See that, though. Maybe it's because I walked in the middle of a conversation, but I can understand like half of it. Talking about engine provisions and Beryl internal politics. Sorry, I guess I shouldn't ask. No, I don't mind. It's not really a secret anyways. The engine in question is actually the latest from your own central factory. Once the design is finalized, samples are provided by the airship company, the Empire and Republic both, but we bumped into Ambassador Cochrane on the way here to come finalize the specifics of the deal. Oh, I get it. Sorry, I got cat hair all over my glove because somebody, I'm not going to name names here. Why the big argument about the engine then? The capabilities of an orbital engine directly determine how powerful the ship in question is. Yeah, bigger warp core, stronger ship. Such an engine can be installed in a military ship. I can see why they'd argue. Unless that engine let the Imperial Army get all powered out. I mean, oh no, it's true. Normally sharing such advanced technology with other countries so freely would be unthinkable, but this is part of your Queen's plan. Rather than monopolizing a technological edge, she wishes to provide it to other countries to promote multinational peace. At least that's her plan as I understand it. I get it. She did mention something like that a while ago, now that I think about it. Pretty incredible if the Queen's willing to do something like that. Like, it's not just an ideal, you know? It's something that could really change how people negotiate. Yes, you have reason to be proud of your Queen, so... My apologies, this conversation's gone on longer than I intended. You're here for air tickets, yet I'll park myself. Yeah, it's weird. Has Olivia gone back to Ereboni already? What, you've not heard? I haven't really had a chance to see him since the birthday celebrations. Don't worry, the half-wit is continuing to while away his days here in the Beryl. He said he was going to visit Elmo's Springs, if I remember right. How very like Olivier. Should he ever bother returning to the embassy like a responsible citizen? Unlikely, as that is, I'll let him know you were asking after him. Make sure he at least contacts you before he returns to the Empire. Thanks, Mueller. Thank you, Sir Knight. Hardly. I should thank you for keeping that lunatic company. Well, excuse me. I mean, that is diplomacy, and Dakota's right. The whole goal there is to reduce the significance of... So you might think that having a technological edge would be the kind of thing you want to hoard for yourself, but in reality land, all that does is paint a bigger target on you. I mean, you're going to be a dangerous target, but you're going to be a worthwhile target. And both superpowers would be very invested in trying to claim that. In fact, anybody would be invested in trying to claim that. either for themselves or then to sell to one of the big two. By trading it freely, not only do you increase your own economic might, as well as increase trade ties with everyone else, but you reduce that overall footprint, right? So the target shrinks, and it's like, well, I mean, yeah, sure, we could invade Liberal, but we're already getting those engines. It is one of... I've said this before. I've said this 1,000 times. International trade is one of the most historically proven ways to reliably reduce the probability of war. Oh, God. Please stop gushing over Mueller, Shara. Let's avoid an international incident. Also, did you talk to Olivier? Speaking of international incidents. Come to think of it, he did invite me to the Elmo Springs at one point, but I had to decline. You mean... he invited you? Like, invited you? With him, it's impossible to tell. I was too busy this month to entertain the idea anyway. Normally I'd happily abuse his wallet for my lodging costs and keep him up all night. Drinking, that is. Oh, Olivia, I think you dodged a bullet, actually. Alright, let's go get our tickets. Nope, NPCs first. Screaming and fighting in a place like this. How pathetic. I wish people could be more well-mannered. Yeah, we always have this weird impression that, like, big, serious, like, governmental and corporate types are nice and well-mannered, because that kind of comes with the job, right? But in reality land, no. I actually remember distinctly, I was very young, I was in high school, the first time I was reading up on... I'm trying to remember the specific thing. It was during the lead-up to the American Civil War. There was an actual honest-to-God brawl that broke out amongst the Senate chambers here in the States. And I remember reading... I think that was the first time I encountered the fact that, no, people are people. They can be just as uncouth, regardless of their post. Because even as a kid, I had that same thing. You kind of presume a degree of decorum. Scary. Well, now I could buy my ticket. These two just now. They really look deadly serious. Seems had a fairly high rank, too. Wonder who they were. I wouldn't worry about it. They're so pushy. I mean, it's a simple... It is a sample of the engine going to high-speed cruiser RC. It's... Sheesh. Oh, there's the newspaper I've already read. Two tickets for Rouen. Racers Guild. You Estelle and Sharon? I've already received payment. Here's your tickets. Thank you. That's another thing. Dueling was a thing until shockingly recently, historically speaking. You could possibly have a brawl in, like, the Senate meetings. That would be crazy. What's the RC doing here? Okay, I was curious if it would even let me, but nope. Yes, let's find a particularly comfy bench to go rest on. Got a lot more airships this time around, I've noticed. I mean, it makes sense. The last time we were specifically avoiding airships. Because Callus's build character. Seriously, gotta be flooding the streets in Rouen if the weather's like this everywhere. Fortunately, Ron's pretty busy getting excited over something other than tourism. The mayoral elections, they're only now gearing up to hold special elections for a new mayor after the last one was arrested. I understand there are 2 major candidates slugging it out for the seat. It's like an actual fight of an election? Neat! Think about it, I guess it's about time, huh? They can't just let the mayor's office sit empty. Yeah, 2 months, by the way. Speaking of the old mayor. Weren't you and Joshua involved in bringing him to justice? Kinda. We got involved in the investigation with led us right to his doorstep, and the one who really arrested him was Lieutenant Schwartz of the Royal Guard, though, after Chloe called her. Come on, you needn't be so humble. You were crucial in his arrest. You make your teacher proud, honey. Ah, but I see. That's how you met the princess. I've been curious of the details of that. Yeah, Joshua and I helped out with the Jenna School Festival. You know, I haven't seen Chloe since her birthday festival. Or Olivia, I guess, for better or worse. It's just them, Tita, too, and Zin. Zin returned to Calvert after the celebrations. I believe a request came in from Calvert National Guild office. He did say to give you his best. I see. If it's work, it's work, I guess. He helped us out a lot. I wish I could have said goodbye, at least. You'll meet him again someday, I'm sure. As for Tita and Professor Russell, Cassius and I explained the situation to them after you left. It was adorable. Tita's such a nice, earnest girl. We told her everything, and then her eyes filled with tears as though she was just barely holding it in. She said, Estelle's working so hard, I can't just sit here and cry. She taught me that. Oh, Tita. Come on, Shay, you're gonna make me cry. Sorry. Really, though, you met some amazing people over the course of your travel. Some really amazing friends. Hope you realize how precious that is. Yeah, I do. Say, sure, when we get to Ron, maybe we could find time to go see everyone. Of course, we'll make the time. I mean, we're only hunting the Illuminati. It's fine. I think I'll go lounge these terribly creaky ancient bones of mine. Aren't you in your 20s? Yeah, forgive me for getting invested in the weeds of something that nobody should care about, but I get the strong impression that they overcharge on one half of the business, the ships, and then undercharge on the other half, which is the passengers. Because we see a lot of normal people taking these rides pretty regularly. And they have 2 full dedicated sections, like a bus, pretty much. Like a double-decker bus. They got this section right here. Whoops, sorry, wrong direction. And this section right here, see? But then you go down below, and this is cargo. And so is this. So yeah, I have a feeling that this part of the ship is funding the other part of the ship. Something that the United States could learn. But anyways, don't want to get down that path. We should just get rid of passenger trains. Yeah, there's also subsidies. That was actually mentioned. If that non-aggression pact with the Empire happens, our trade at Orbans doesn't explode. The plan is to get to Zeiss now and secure some product in advance. Yeah, I bet there's a lot of speculators bouncing around right now. Aw. Hello, Zara. Aw, Valerian is closed right now. Yes, the Sky Bandits were caught. Oh yeah, that's another thing. This kind of transit is so recent. This woman was alive before these airships existed. That was actually something that was mentioned in the first game as well. I mean, again, the Orbital Revolution was 50 years ago. That's well within someone's lifetime. So, this is all pretty new industry. That would also explain the severe subsidies. It would make a lot of sense for the royal family to make sure that there's always some kind of money flowing through airship innovation, because they were invaded by a larger military power just 10 years ago. The casino's finally finished. We get to go to a casino. Yeah. Sorry. Excuse me, are you from the Bracer Guild? Yeah. I thought so. That would get me again. Do you remember me? I was one of the people you saved when the Sky Bandits held us hostage. You're with the captain, right? That's right, I'm Claire. I manage the passenger cabin. Our entire crew owes you our lives and more. We're still here at our post because you managed to save us. You're welcome. Is the entire crew of the Linde back at work? Yeah, everyone's working even harder than before. That's great. I'm glad everyone's going to be able to get back to their lives. Forgive me for asking, Miss Bracer. Are you traveling for pleasure today or work? Unfortunately, it's always work. I'll probably end up riding your ships a lot more from now on. Hope you'll treat me as well if I end up in the Linde again. Absolutely. Hope we get to serve you again. I absolutely must make this next deal happen. I should look over the local foodstuffs again. That's a good idea. I should return to my roots. Do some plain old investigating. True, but well. It is interesting because the guild also comps airship tickets like we just saw happen. Back home in Calvert, airships are still very rare. It's kind of a shock when I found out normal citizens use them so casually like this. Valerian Lake. Some Noire in that wide open city is the legendary guardian of Valeria's waters. I was wondering who it was. Hello, Estelle. Hi, Lloyd. I haven't seen you in forever. Looking towards Lord King Mugwump Fish of Valeria Lake again? For now, no. I'm off to Rouen. Heard there's a nice convenience spot right in the city limits. Please do not fish in the harbor. Please never fish in the harbor. Of any harbor, ever. Harbor water bad. It's the progress rod. And now I can go fishing! It's officially a JRPG. We have fishing. We're good. We're good. Yeah, Rouen as a region is full of waterside areas. There's a point in the city itself, too. You should be first to practice there. Okay. Actually, doesn't let me... It does! So, yeah, one of the things that could be pointed out here, if someone in chat... Oh, it's Mace just mentioned this in chat. So we've got... Looks like 3 mountain ranges going through this. One forms the border of the Republic of Calvard. Actually, one of them surrounds the entire region, so we're basically in a valley. But then we've also got mountains going through over there. That's the Corone Mountain. We've got this area down here, which is the Chaldea Hills. And I guess that's actually it. But still, that's a huge chunk of the terrain, which is just mountain. So, yeah, you could set up a train line going through this. It'd be a fascinating challenge to build. But that would involve some TNT and a whole lot of time and planning and work and other work and even more other work. Like they did in Switzerland, actually. Ugh, stretch. Oh yeah, also a lot of money. That's a valid point. Holy moly. And honestly, there's this weird thought of why bother when you already have airships, which just kind of bypass the terrain, are already used for mass cargo, excuse me, and are already used for transit. Like, yeah, no kidding, Piantriox. It is a fascinating setting to have this much technological revolution happen this quickly. It's something, I don't want to speak ill of Xenogears, but it's something I kind of wish Xenogears had done more of. One of the cool things about Xenogears was that almost all of their society was scavenger-based, right? Like, so much of, if you remember, so much of the world building in Xenogears is that most of the people lived pretty crappy, low-tier, low-medieval lives, but also they could salvage giant mechas and the mechanisms that got those to work. And I wish they had been able to play with that idea more. Because that could really fundamentally change a culture, an economy, and a society very, very, very quickly. But I digress. If it wasn't for someone... No, Old town's in an uproar? Why? The local baron was just taken over. Is there anyone I haven't talked to at this point? Honestly, I probably shouldn't even be allowed down here. Those are unsecured barrels. I've seen Star Trek. Yeah, Battletech dips its toes in and out of good world building, I've noticed. Which makes sense. You've been from before. Hi, sir. Haven't seen you in a while. I saved you at the bandit hideout, right? Yeah, I thought so. Forgive me, I never had a chance to properly thank you. Allow me to offer my thanks on behalf of the entire crew. You're welcome. I really was just doing my job, though. So it's kind of funny, though, taking a trip on the same airship and once helped to rescue. Repairing the damage those thugs did took some time, but the Linda is good as new now. I'm sure she's doing her best with you on board. Looks like she heard us talking. With conditions like today's, we should arrive in Rouen in no time. Enjoy the rest of your journey. Thanks, sir. Oh, don't even get me started about Davian. You know, it just occurred to me, the whole Scavenger Society exists in another JRPG that also came out on the PS1. Breath of Fire 3. Why is that a thing? If I had a nickel for every JRPG on the PS1 that had a Scavenger Society, I'd have 2 nickels. We don't have urgent jobs. We're snowed under the work in general, but none of it's particularly urgent. The election's being held under the eyes of the military. The town's so busy boiling over from the election that tourists have stayed away a bit. Election's got that hot? Who's running? We haven't heard. Well, there's the tourist guy and there's the shipping guy. I actually already read all this in the newspaper, so we're just going to slip over that a little bit here. I mean, we don't... So she just mentioned she's underage and can't vote. I think you have to be a citizen of Rouen, Estelle. I'm pretty sure you qualify as a Relentian. Jean, unsure, hold the presses. I think we're missing a miracle. Usually you're happy to pile the worker on a brace until they sink into the ground from the weight of it all. Sure, I'm not that bad. Come on. Alright, here it is. I want you to investigate ghost sightings. See, I knew you were going to look at me like that. That's why I didn't want to bring it up. No, I was just a bit surprised. What exactly do you mean by ghost sightings? Okay, about 2 weeks ago, we've been receiving reports that people have been seeing a white shadow at night. Not just in the city of Rouen. Reports have come in from all over the province. Wait, you mean... Ah, that's why you call it a ghost, then. It was just a prank or something you wouldn't hear about more province-wide. It'd be irresponsible to take such a job with so much else going on. Yeah, that's it. Estelle, are you... No, not at all. Do you think Estelle, the coup breaker, hero of Liberal, will be afraid of ghosts? No way, no how. Sorry, I am afraid of ghosts. A little. More than a little from the looks of it. Right, nobody's been hurt or anything. They just eat your soul. Estelle, don't you think we should take this job? Don't worry, your big sister will make it all better. Besides, investigating this could actually prove useful to our actual mission. Remember, Estelle, our true purpose is investigating the movements of the Society. Why do they keep calling it the Society? I wonder if that's part of the localization thing, because we know who Ouroboros is. true, Imtriox. I mean, those boards over there in the lower right kind of say it all, don't they? People come, post a board, post a job, I should say, pay for it, and then hope that someone takes up the job. Mercia Orphanage, huh? Reconstruction finished. In 2 months? God damn. Really, Maze? Huh. Okay, whatever. Yeah. I understand how this thing from the last game works. Thank you. Sorry, since I'm not using a walkthrough, I have to actually read that stuff. I know. Scandalous. Vote for Norman. No. Vote for Lord Harrowmont. Balin, pure evil, eats puppies. Alright, Lord Harrowmont, you gotta sell me on voting for you. How do you do this? You got this. Fine, the Beryllian crafts. God, that's hard to say. Lord Harrowmont eats fewer puppies. Film at 11. This is great. Last time I upgraded my gear just to prove that the gear was pointless. Now I've got to actually upgrade the friggin' gear. Because white damage is back, and crafts are better too. Damn you, Kane. Good way to test if the Mira is still good, though. And the shop prices. You did, actually, Lord Harrowmont. I even read the whole thing. I even agreed with your overall points. I do like being rich. That's a good point. Lord Harrowmont is already a lord. No vote from me. Okay. Hotel Blanche. Let's start with that. I'm telling you, almost all of the issues in the first game really feel like just people who never made an RPG before and didn't understand the levels of work and balancing that goes into doing that. I mean, I'm gonna feel free to take the egg on my face if I'm wrong about that. That's sure what it felt like. I mean, surely at least one of you in chat's played an RPG where it's like, alright, I'm gonna go out and I'm gonna fight a monster. Dun-dun-dun-dun-dun-dun. Oh, okay, I barely took that monster down and I got 10 gold out of it. Okay, how much is the new sword I can buy in town? 1,000 gold. Yep. swear one of these said go to the... Here we go. Room 101. Okay, I must have just missed it. It's down here. Where the hell's room 101? Like, it should be, like, with a title like that, it should be on the first floor. Can't see any room. Oh, they're right here. Lord, these are rooms. These are not exits. You! Oh, God. Morrowind can absolutely destroy you economically if you don't know what you're doing. Something I intend to ding it for when we get there. So we have to go to the top of the Sephiral Tower. This is for research. There's these mysterious objects on the roofs of the towers. Roofs? They might not work anymore. The device on Sephiral Tower has reportedly been activated. Museums received a report that from a very reliable source. Uh-huh. If you want research quality photography, you need a hunk of machinery like this. Really, Mace? Vote for the tourism industry. I'm not a fan of all this promotional campaigning during an election. Tell me about it. Please stop texting me telling me to vote for someone. Please. God. I mentioned I was doing car maintenance earlier, and just driving around, I already saw people have signs up everywhere, and it's like, oh, God, I don't care. Shut up. Stop. Stop. No. Vote for this guy. He doesn't eat as many puppies as the other guy. Just like Lord Harrowmont. What? I can't even go do the optional quests? Come on, game. You just gave them to me. Okay, fine, whatever. Yeah, whatever. I can make a surprise cookie. Which I love. Listen, Mr. Red, I need you to vote for me for Emperor of the entire universe. That was the warehouse, right? Hang on, Mr. Red. Hang on. Hang on. I'm going to look up the entry on Thrall for Warcraft. The entry for Thrall on the Warcraft wiki is 39,000 words. That's actually a lie, too. That includes everything. Like links and references and like the text in the pictures and stuff like that. So if I delete like all of that, that actually brings it down to 35,000. If I get rid of the navigation stuff up here and just go with the actual entry, that brings it down to 34,000. Mr. Ed, your wiki entry is too large. I'm just gonna say that. If it equals out the entry for the main character of a 2-decade-old franchise. 3-decade-old, excuse me. So what you're saying is you're trying to use this as your audition to become one of the writers for the Trails of series, Mr. Red. Yeah, why are we going fishing instead of going ghosting? We go fish for ghosts. Yeah, I was even going to compare something like, say, one of my own scripts for, say, Our Diablo, which is way less than 40,000 words. Hi, Lunareth. Polychate. Polychate? Polychate? They're dropped by monsters. Got it. I'm telling you, it's not a JRPG without fishing. That's why the Final Fantasy series are not JRPGs. Meanwhile, the Pokemon games, well... That's an interesting question, Mr. Floyd, and it depends on the specifics, but there's an extremely high chance that would become part of the midnight stream, yes. Since it'd only be like 10 levels, it really only would be like an hour. These yahoos. Oh, he has a face, he has a portrait. I've been feeling worn out lately. We've been working like dogs at training, but still doesn't feel like we're any stronger. Oh, he has a face too. Oh my gosh. I'm having trouble with random friggin' monsters on the roads. Ain't just us, though. Everyone's been saying the monster's getting really dangerous lately. Like, everything's gotten a couple times more powerful than it used to be. It's freaking. I don't mention it, yeah. Ah, whatever. How about we have a night on the town, huh? First one we've had in a while. Hit up the Laventar in the North Block. How's that sound? Oh, that place with the remodeled second floor that's a casino? Oh, yeah. Maybe I could show the hot chicks my strength at poker, if you know what I mean. Here I was thinking better, you guys. That's the newbie bracer chick. Hi. Hey guys, been a while. We last met at the tournament, I think. Yeah, sounds right. Man, we watched you from the stands after a fight, all the way to the finals. You're incredible. I've fallen for you all over again. Thanks. More importantly, what was that I heard about Karna's gone? Let's cut loose. That's what Agate would do to you guys. Have you heard that? Oh, that's just a joke, really. Please don't tell him, please. I ain't scared of him. Anyway, who's a lovely lady? This is Shira. She might be the most well-endowed character in the Sky games. You're kidding, Diligent. Okay. Nice to meet you, bad boys. Cool. Yeah. She's kind of hot. Shira, please don't flirt with the criminal element. They don't need to be hit over the head with how bad their lady situation is. Oh, don't worry. I'm just breaking the ice a little. I believe we have a question for these fine young men. Right. We're here on guild business. Is the guy who saw the White Shadow here today? White Shadow, you mean... Yeah, that must mean that. You know what I'm talking about, then. Could you tell if it isn't too much trouble? What do you think, guys? Hell yeah! This is gonna be sweet. What are you mumbling about? Sure, we'll tell you about it on one condition. It's fighting time. We're gonna get some revenge for our loss at the tournament. Just know we've gotten a lot stronger since then. It's 3-on-2. We're not gonna lose. Don't need to hold back, I suppose. A whip? You gotta be kidding me! Big Sis will show you how adults play. Wait a minute, picking a fight with a pair of girls. Maybe we'd be unmanly bullies if we did that, right? Oh, come on, boys. It'll only be your spines. I'm sure they'll grow back. I wouldn't be so sure.
Guys, come on!
Or they all just yell at each other. Screw him. Screw that guy in particular.
This ends here.
Yeah, being hit with a whip can very hurt. A lot of games, I've noticed, a lot of fiction in general, likes to portray whips as soft weapons, aka non-lethal weapons. And I get that. I get the need to divide weapons into, you know, more lethal stuff, like a bladed weapon, and less lethal stuff. But, like, no, that doesn't apply in real life. Quite possibly, Zara. Depends on how you do the whipping and the stabbing, for that matter. Oh, screw it. Let's just get up there in range. Smack him. Yeah, they do have a res. Oh, that's so. No. Down you go. Oh my god, stop pressing each other. Maybe you didn't hear me. I said stop getting up. Oh god, you're right, Lanera. Hey, get your spine back. Okay, I'm back. She killed me again. Get your spine back. My spine. All my other bones. We lose like that. Aw, we done already. Kids these days tire so easily. You could have given me all you got, you know. Sure, nobody has enough energy to keep up with you. I don't know, I think Olivia would like to try that. Even so, you guys have kept up your training since the tournament, yeah? Why don't stop wasting your time here and become bracers? What? Bracers? No way. The guild doesn't discriminate. I could become a bracer, so did I. I started out as a clueless kid. You should be able to do it, no problem. In a straight fight, they can match a junior bracer, certainly. Being a bracer involves far more than just violence, though. I wouldn't make promises like that so quickly. You think so? Yeah, that's right. Fighting's just about the only thing we're good at. Should have known nothing would be that simple. Anyway, deal's the deal. I'll tell you what you want to know. So, the guy who saw the White Shadow. Yeah, he ain't here today, but you're looking for Belden. He's our newest member, joined about a year ago. I think you might have seen him before. Wasn't quite paying that much attention to you guys. I do remember another guy, though. Belden hasn't been seen since seeing the thing, actually. Heard a few people say he's stuck in bed from the shock of seeing a ghost. What? He was cursed, doomed to die, suffer forever? I don't know about that, but he was damn scared. He's always been sort of a spineless rich kid, though. Odd fit for the life of a thug, then. I can get the details for him. Where does he live? Big place to the right of the mayor's mansion. Some old fart named Norman owns the joint. Belden's his oldest son. Norman, huh? Annoying things can skip me right on by. Gotta live smart. Everyone's out picking fights, even though they know they're gonna get beat down. Is the Belden dude's home? Well, the directions were to the right of the mayor's mansion, so that should be it. Oh, welcome. 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 I'm sorry, my husband isn't home at the moment. He's busy at the hotel. I would ask you to go see him there. Huh? Our apologies. Our business isn't with your husband, ma'am. We were hoping to speak with Belden, actually. Oh, goodness, you're for Belden? I'm sorry, I thought you were here on election business. Wait, ma'am, is your husband? Yeah, my husband's Norman, the mayoral candidate. He's the candidate for the new Baron. He's using the top floor of the hotel as his election headquarters. His supporters are doing whatever it is people working for an election do up there. Let's see, paying off people to keep them quiet, bribery, corruption, embezzlement. Let's see, what else? I should probably stop there. Sending out ads, spamming people, killing people. Kind of asked your son some questions. Oh no, has Belden done something wrong? Oh yeah, laundering the money that they're raising through the donations. He didn't even tell her what he saw. I'm happy to have him home for the first time in ages, but he's barely spoken to me since he got back, and my husband's so dominated by the election, he won't even talk to his son. Let's go talk to him. Yeah, I gotta spend money to raise money to spend money to raise money to... Look, there's a sequence of stuff going on. That's how this works out. I will be right back. No, I could see it too, Zar. Might be a tight squeeze, but you could probably fit 5 down there. Oh, that would make sense, Diligent. That also implies we might have escort characters that actually have a health bar that shows up out of combat. Should be interesting. Hey, Valerian, we just passed you. Sigh. Can we talk to you for a sec? What am I doing? Okay, I'm running back home just because Dad ain't here. I'm pathetic. Oh, for crying out. Hello? Look at people when they're trying to talk to you. Eh? Ah! Who are you guys? They're girls. No! Wait, you're that Bright from the tournament, ain't you? Yep, I'm Estelle Bright. This is my superior, Shirazard Harvey. Pleasure. Right. So what do you guys need? We heard you say saw a white shadow recently. We're wondering if you'd mind telling us about it. Oh, that. I'd rather not talk about it. Anytime I remember too much about it, I get scared all over again. Is it really that scary? No, don't say that. How about you tell me? But if you tell me I might do something nice for you, giant boobs. Whoa. Sure, I've told you before, sex appeal is not a guild-approved weapon. Yes, yes. Now then, really, do you feel like talking? It's a good nerd. I was living in the warehouse where the crew hangs out till about a week ago. I usually only get back here for food. So you're a mooch! I slept over there, you know, so I could chill with my bros. And the name of the goddess, because you don't want to live in a big company house like this. He's just young and stupid. Like I said, it was a week ago. The crew was all boozed up and asleep, but I woke up for some reason. Then I'd go outside, feel the night air, you know. Then I saw it. A white shadow flowing up the air. It was some kind of old-fashioned getup, cape and all. It was dancing in the air. That's rather specific. Shirt in the alcohol and exhaustion work that your senses? Nah, no way. This scared me right out of being drunk, and I tried to scream, but I couldn't even do that. The thing flew off to the northeast. I ran to the warehouse yelling and woke everyone up. That just got me a punch from Rocket. I'd imagine this. Do you remember exactly when during the night this happened? I guess around 2 in the morning? Now I remember the whole thing. I came home to try and forget all that. Now I get why you ran home. You just didn't want to sleep in some place where you'd seen something scary. So you learned how nice it is to have a home to come back to, yes? Call me crazy. This might be a good opportunity to leave the Ravens behind. I know I'm not cut out for it. I can't face my dad. He's busy with the election and not home much, and that's why I came back, but once the election is over, I'll have to face him one way or the other. If he manages to win, I'll have to get even more restrictive. So you're just running away from what you don't like. Well, I don't know, cheer up. She places a quick peck on his cheek. Sure. Just feel something to perk you up, and thanks for the info. It's up to you to think for yourself. Find the answer to this problem. Remember, you're the only one who can. Well, this is certainly a start. Estelle, let's go. Right. Well then, thanks for talking to us. Yeah, you're welcome. No point in running from my dad forever, right? You know what's actually going on in his mind is girl. Oh my god. Hell yeah, push-ups. Don't vote for the other guy, or I will murder you. And remember that? It was during the last presidential election. They were running ads that they were hiring assassins to horrifically murder people, and that's why you shouldn't vote for the other guy. And by they, I mean Trump. Trump was only on running those ads. Biden horribly murders people. Don't vote for him. Or you'll die. I'm sorry, I have to laugh. It's actually not funny at all, but it was one of the most overtly ridiculous ads I've seen in a very long time. was just like, okay, that's the direction you're going with. Like, it was like one of those late night expose kind of things. Did you know that Valerian eats puppies every Tuesday afternoon? And then it cuts to like this garbled phone thing. Yes, I saw Valerian. I saw Valerian eating all of those puppies myself. I watched him. I couldn't do it. I couldn't withstand it. Do you want to vote for someone who has been witnessed eating puppies in broad daylight? So I'm curious, how could there be specific steps for this quest that get you more or less BP? I know that sounds like a strange statement, but like, honestly, you go to the top, you take a picture, and then you leave. Like, that feels... It doesn't feel like there's a lot of room for there to be a thing, you know? Mitt Romney killed my wife. I mean, I shouldn't joke, you're right. But I have to joke. What's the alternative? Curling up into a ball and sobbing till I kill myself? Come on, I got other stuff to do. You... What? I had... Okay. Apples, Bragwin? That sounds wild. Okay, so, just for the heck of it, because I wouldn't mind getting a little extra BP, because gear. When does Dorothy arrive? Like, what's the trigger for that? You obtained the Sword of the Ancient God Kings. I hate you. I have never gotten that sword to drop in my life. I've played that game many times. Okay, so straight story progress. Got it. Alright, sure. I mean, there's a logic to that. Bit of sense make. I'm with it. I'm with it. Sure thing, Mr. Red. That'll be one highlight reel of Final Fantasy XIV. Sword of Kings. It's from Earthbound. No, I am joking. I'm not doing that. I've got other things to do with my life. So do you. The Scourge. Congrats. Now, if I can ever pay you for that, oh, you're screwed, Mr. Red. I'm gonna be like, here's money. And you're gonna be like, damn, I have no choice now. There's nothing left but to make the highlight reel of Final Fantasy XIV.
Piece of cake.
Congrats, Lord Harrowmont. You might be dead. Unless you can renovate those ships extremely quickly. And I don't know what your space station capabilities are. Listen, the FBI is currently trying to flag birth control as a terrorist group. I shouldn't joke about that. They'd probably try something that's stupid. Hello? Can I help you? There, how's that? Is that... It's a Sassapanda. It's about to be a dead panda, but, you know.
Seems you came up short.
Yeah, I wasn't expecting that, Ross, but it's actually a really solid episode. It's a perfect example of how something that shouldn't be a good episode turns into a good one by execution. Okay, so where am I going? Hang on. I'm not doing that. Vista Forest. And Gull Seaside Way. I know where Gull Seaside Way is. I'm not sure where Vista Forest is. And this does not tell me. Oh, whatever. Let's just head north. That! Murder this thing horribly. Murder death. Murder death.
Seems you came up short.
You remember we were kind of joking about this one day, Valerian, but I thought of an actual legitimate campaign slogan I'd use if I was ever going to run for anything. Let's make politics boring again. I liked the slogan so much I might use it in fiction somewhere. In some story or another. Yeah, you can really feel... I mean, that's always the way, right? The first few games or shows or movies or books, when we first establish a new system, don't really line up with the way we kind of end up doing things. It's one of the reasons why, technically speaking, there's about 8 games in the current review list that really should get an audit run, just to get them up to code. There it is, Vista Forest Road. Yeah, it's like 8 of the earliest runs. I don't remember what they are off the top of my head. If someone was really cool and wanted to not be bored for 5 seconds, they could tell me like what the first 10 games is after Oblivion, timeline-wise. That would be really awesome. So I can tell you which ones actually need the audit.
Seems you came.
Oblivion's actually fine. Basically. So Homeworld Cataclysm does actually need an audit. I was kind of going to mentally bake that into the Homeworld block when we get there. Probably at the end. Oh, it's not a surprise round. No, I disagree with it. Earthbound is probably fine. That's sort of a shrug, honestly. If anything, I might give Earthbound a once-over when I play that through that with my co-op friend, as part of the history of RPGs thing I've been doing very, very, very slowly in the background. I mean, insanely bad RNG is valid, for lack of a better way to put that. Like, it really should be a thing where your game does not allow you to be homesick that quickly.
Oh, are we done already?
That sounds like an actually good game, though, Valerian. And I'm not interested in a good game. I'm interested in Morrowind. True, Ross. Mega Man X7 actually does need an audit, legitimately. Along with several other games, it's just... Technically I should be doing now, but my morale keeps being like...
Seems you
So I've been doing RPGs instead. Let's see. Bioshock is fine. Crosscode... I think Crosscode's fine. Outer Worlds is fine. Yakuza Kiwami is fine. Mystic Quest I want to do a recheck. And nobody cares enough about Just Cause 4. So I think that's the list. Earthbound, maybe. And Mystic Quest, maybe. And the others I'm just willing to let sit there. Yeah, I know Crosscode's added DLC, too. Where's this stupid thing?
Piece of cake!
I was playing No Man's Sky last night, right? Fungus Snake. Sure. Let's just see what this does.
Someone's been naughty.
Not as much damage as I was hoping. Let's see how much this does with the full 200. It's about the same. Okay. What was I saying? I can't remember what I was saying. Yeah. Doesn't matter.
Yeah! Yeah! Yeah!
Oh my god, did you see that? Did you see that? It didn't even process for me. Check this out. I'm gonna... I haven't done anything, right? I'm gonna hit Art. It's on the same spell I just cast. Let's change it up. Let's see if it remembers.
Yeah!
It does! Oh my god, they added memory cursor. I didn't even notice because I haven't been leaning on arts that much.
Oh, are we done already?
This game is proving to be weirdly better than the first game so far. Like, weirdly better. All little stuff, too. Hi, Evo. Congrats. I have nothing to offer you. I have a cat. Hang on. Here. I'm sorry about this cat. It's for Evo. I swear, it's for a good cause. Here you go. Here is your reward. Okay. Down you get. Sorry about that, cat. Thank you for being tolerant. These scritches are from Evo. This air is from Pocket. I mean, you are right, Lord Hermon. It is the norm. Expansion effect is a very real and very common thing, but at the same time, I don't know. It's easy to get into that mindset that things just aren't going to get better or are going to get worse, because I've played a lot of video games, to be very simple about it. Okay, so that's dealt with. Hey, Retro Justice. You just missed me giving a positive to gameplay. No, you heard right. To gameplay. Could you believe it? I'm in shock. I don't want to be exaggerative, but already this game is so much smoother to play than the first one. Like, it's night and day, honestly.
Done already? Piece of cake!
Yeah, I figured, Lord Hermon. That's why I asked if you had a turbo shipyard, because... Well, I mean, granted, we're only like 5 hours into this one. But I would say this game's like, I don't know, 3 out of 10, something like that. And the first game is more like a 1 out of 10, something like that, around there.
Guys, come on!
Yes, push-ups. Now, I'm pretty sure people still don't get experience if they're dead.
This ought to perk you up!
Oh my god, Shara. I'm just... Really? Yeah, the music is much better, in my opinion. Specifics about combat design and enemy design are better. The power progression curve, the Sepith curve, the money gain, the equipment purchasing price, the equipment increase in overall power output, the actual value of both arts, crafts, and white damage instead of leaning so heavily just on one of those. Yeah, I figured that would happen. Which means it's about to happen again. Let's go ahead. Yeah, let's just do this. It's even the sub from Evo. Bow! Turbo bow. I'd pick up Pocket again and force him to bow, but he might not like me for that. Don't worry, I'm not gonna do it. I said I wouldn't do it. He's looking at me like, no, no. Don't make me bow. Don't do it. I'm gonna force you to bow, Pocket. And no one can stop me. Even Evo can't stop me. No one can stop me from forcing bows. Why'd you do it? I had to. I had to force the bow. It's doubly weird because also there's more enemies, but they're easier to dodge. Which also makes sense because they're more lucrative than they were in the first game. Anyways, thank you for the sub, Evo. I will eternally bow to you. Endless bows. I think it's positive worthy retro justice, which I hope so, because I've already given it a said positive. All right, so let me write down the actual sub there. For Wrath of the Righteous, League Trader, and Little Kitty, Big City. Hang on, can I do a sideways bow? Thank you very much, Evo. Always appreciate you. Oh, I would never torture Pocket by forcing him to be my donation monkey. Would I, Pocket? No. Besides, that would be awful for both of us, wouldn't it? You want to be with your family. Oh god, there's the election. Norman and Portos. Vote for them, and also the other them. He was the Dalmore family butler. I don't know if it's true or not, just what he's been saying. What happened while you were away? Well... yeah, I remember they didn't... we actually talked about that our first time through. These people didn't actually have elections before. I don't remember if they ever specified how they got it. We know that Roland has elections. We know that Bose had inherited positions. I don't remember if they defined what Rouen had. We know he was an ex-noble, so it might be bought. The Dynast Baron. Valerian Wraithwall. Yes. Can I help you? Okay. Do you remember me? I asked you to do a job for me a while ago. Want acquaintance? He's a merchant, kinda. It's been a while, huh? Okay, so yes, I have time for your gerb. There's a lot of dangerous monsters, so we can't gather ingredients. Yeah, you'd think monsters being in the wilds would severely curtail every economic layer of the industry. Like, think about it. Ooh, that's a list. I might take a screenshot of that one. Like, it's hard to, you know, gather and farm and mine when there's monsters at all three of those locations. And all the roads. Did you get that? Ingredients that are not on the list. Make sure you don't get that wrong. Find ingredients that are on it. Come here to report. Okay. I mean, honestly, it's probably why the bracers are crammed right now, job-wise, which is something they mentioned back in town. many of these things do I already have? Got those. Got some of those. I don't have any gummy... Oh, I do have gummy eyeballs. Monster carapaces. Honestly, I don't have any monster carapaces. That's strange. This is alphabetized or something. Why would anyone pick agate? Come on. Beast flesh. I do have some of those. Prickly seed. I have several of those. Fish fillet. That oh, yeah, I probably have to fish for that. Clear gelatin. Okay, so let's try and turn it right now. Fine, we'll continue the investigation. I mean, yeah, the reason you pick agate is because you picked Cheryl last time, let's be honest. And this game is New Game Plus, I'm sure. So... Okay. Surely. Yeah, by the way, the score of Trails in the Sky 1 went up slightly. Because I sort of spaced on New Game Plus because I didn't see any New Game Plus options. That's on me, I'm stupid. Yeah, it got a boost. So it's... Oh god, I don't remember right now, of course. It's not... It's like... It's almost everything except for levels. But the thing that got it the second positive was the fact that it's a toggle per item. So, like, do you want to carry X, Y, and Z over? But not, you know, A, B, and C? Then you can.
Oh, are we done already?
Yeah, it's a nice New Game Plus system. Thanks for liking us out. Yes, this is the long one. Lucas Slaughter thinks we might beat this game by the first. I don't know if I'm that positively inclined there too, but you never know. It would be about 70 hours, and my estimate for the last game was almost perfect. I think it was like an hour and a half off of my estimate. Yes, this is the long one, Evo. Then the third one's apparently going to be much shorter. About like half. Something like that.
We're good to go!
Hello, Elizar. Have you made the judgment call?
Oh, are we done already?
Yeah, I don't feel bad about holding down this button for long periods of time, because, obviously. I'm kind of eyeballing it as far as how much stuff I fight, though. I'm trying to generate some CP, though.
Oh, are we done already?
Really, Ross? See, I thought the music was much better than the first one. Let's see. So far, anyways. Right, orphanage. I actually was going this way. So there's the academy.
Piece of cake.
Yeah, wait until we get to a boss thing. Don't leave yet, Ross. No, no, and Ross is gone. Oh well. I guess I can talk about how Voyager totally sucks, Horrors. And that's another thing. Isn't it the ship named Enterprise? Can it even be a Star Trek without a ship named Enterprise? Ugh. I'll fish later. Or not at all. One of the two.
Piece of cake.
That's actually a better question. What was your opinion of the music in the last game, Blade to Fall? And by Blade to Fall, I mean Ross, because you're the same person now. Sorry. That is some impressive work for 2 months. Jesus. Ogre battle? Okay. I mean, isn't it part of the SNES block? I don't remember. I own it. And the point of the SNES block is to review every SNES game I own that is not part of some other block. So there's a fairly good chance it's there. I'm Sherazard Harvey, Estelle's Praetor mentor. I'm gonna laugh if Voyager ends up scoring higher than DS9 Rose. I really am. We'll see when we get there. It's low priority right now. I do like how they have this nice in-universe excuse for why it's the same freaking assets. You're not gonna ask about Joshua, are you? Chloe already told me everything. She worries easily, and she needed to unburden her soul into someone when she found it. Estelle, you've been through so much. Come on, if you say things like that, I can't hold it in. No, no, no! You don't need to hold it in. You shouldn't. I'm all too familiar with how it feels to lose someone important. Aww! Teresa's a good one. I may not be able to be a mother for you. No, she's got to... I mean, anybody who runs an orphanage who isn't some evil witch has got to have a big motherly instinct, so... that makes sense. At the very least, I can hold you for a while. I also like how Estelle isn't over it yet. She shouldn't be. It's only been 2 months. And there's still a lot in the air. I always wanted to show up and show I'm a big, tough bracer woman now. That's right, you are a senior bracer now, aren't you? Congrats. I'm still kind of green, to be honest. It's been a little crying jack, though. Teresa, you mentioned that Chloe was worried about us? Yes, about you and Joshua specifically. She saw her precious friends suffering and felt powerless to do anything to help them. She struggled with it. She desperately wants to help you. Kind of awful she'd been tearing herself up so much over it, but I'm glad she cares. I need to go see her soon. I believe the Genis campus is closed to visitors due to end-of-term examinations. Those should be over soon, though. You can go see her. Kids are a bit late, aren't they? I don't remember Sunday school taking this long. They may be playing in the village after class. There's a new traveling priest who's been coming by. He seems like he's fond of children. Thank you so much. I'll be waiting for your return. Let's see. So I'm gonna eat the apples, then the bread, then the other apples, then the other. It's just 3 bushels of apples. Oh my god. See, it's funny because for me, TNG did both, Ross. TNG season, I think it's 4, is still one of the best seasons of television I've ever seen, and I stand by that. Like, it takes the true insanely greats to top that. Then there's TNG season 1. Yeah, like, it's really weird. TNG has, like, the total inverse of Mystic Quest effect. It starts awful, it ends awful, but that middle part, you know? Something about her reminds me of Lena. Quite a few things, actually. You thought so, too? Reminds me of Mom, too, but more than anyone, she reminds me of the Queen. She just, I don't know, warms your heart, I guess. It's the compassionate heart of a mature woman, really. After all, the Queen is good because she's the Queen. Monarchies are good. I feel a bit inadequate on that score in comparison. Hey, you do a pretty good job of it, too, Shara. I mean, if you want to be better at it, maybe cutting back on the booze would help a bit. Oh, trade for the jugular there, Estelle. Yeah, let's get to Minori and collect the kids. Yeah, Voyager actually does follow almost the same path. It's kind of weird. In both shows, Season 3 starts to get good, and then Season 4 and 5 kind of peak. And then it drifts off a bit. DS9... Well, we're not there yet, and I don't want to give my opinion on a show I've never reviewed. Minori, it feels like a dog's age until you realize. We just did the... Okay. That does not surprise me, Mr. Red. I was kind of joking to add a little bit of humor to the situation, but let me be very clear. You have too much text on that page, and I suppose by you I mean Zan. Because that is just insane. Yeah, it's a hereditary monarchy, too. That's the other thing. She is the head of state. You know what's really fun? I just thought about this. Enterprise was following the same path. No, really, think about it. Season 1 sucked. Season 2 sucked. Season 3 started to find itself. Season 4 was going to be the peak, and then it got chopped off. It's the exact same path. Ugh. I just figured you and Dad went all over the place, not just Roland. Mostly keep to Roland, to be honest. I go out to Bose and Grand Cell often enough, that's about it. The only one I can think of with absolutely no roots would be your father. Oh, and Agate. Oh, yeah, Agate does kind of strike me as a wanderer. Yeah, DS9 Season 1 and 2 also follow the same general path, but then DS9 Season 3 is when they start to find themselves. And then Season 4 and 5 is when they really are great. And then Season 6 drifts a little bit, and then Season 7 goes downhill. Like, it's the exact same arc for all of the modern shows. Hello, Moraine, count to 3. He has some issues with Cassie, so make it hard to work together. Yeah, I think I get it. I wonder how Agate and Elise are doing. Yeah. Yeah, I think pound for pound, DS9's Season 1 will probably score the best of the various Season 1s. The only one that might contest it on that is TOS. That's just because TOS has no consistency at all. Like, feel free to check the spreadsheet sometime, because we're done with TOS at this point, and it is all over the place in terms of quality. Yeah, the color map on TOS is insane. Yeah, it's Russian roulette, except instead of empty cartridges, it's like chocolate. So you get chocolate or shot in the head. Take your pick. Would you play Russian roulette if the empty slots were chocolate? It's really good chocolate. Just saying. Like, really good. You might even say it's to die for. Duet or Shuttleput? I haven't covered Duet yet, so I'm not sure. I'm not even sure it's purple. It's probably purple. I recall exactly how bad TNG Season 1 was. Oh, Estelle, no, don't think about him. Don't think about him. Think about anything else. Don't do it, Estelle. Well, you see, life is not like a box of chocolates, because that's a dumb saying. So you asked how bad TNG Season 1 was, right? 19.23%. Because I'm a Dorcas and I review things like that. That's how bad TNG Season 1 is. Just to put this into perspective, let me run you through this, okay? Blue, black, black, blue, green, blue, black, blue, black, blue, green, blue, black, green, blue, blue, blue. Yellow. That's just... That's TNG Season 1 in a nutshell. It is not the worst season of television I've ever covered, because I have since covered some other shows which have managed to surpass that. But let me double check. So that is what I just said. That is a 19.23%, and Voyager Season 2 is 21.79%. So yes, TNG Season 1 by just a little bit eked out Voyager Season 2. I was surprised by that, to be totally honest with you. I think Ross knows it. I was expecting Voyager Season 2 to beat it. And then Projections and Meld happened. And honestly, I specifically point to those two episodes because they just kind of were like, no, we're here. And we're awesome. Projections was the episode all about the Doctor. It was a massive and very well done character piece, which brought in Barclay kind of as a guest star who knocked it out of the park. And the whole episode had legitimate nuance and layers to it. It was really freaking good. Meld, despite the fact that it's not a purple, is still one of my favorite earlier Voyager episodes. In fact, I'd say it's one of my favorites of the first 3 seasons. That's the one with Suitor, another fantastic guest star. That's not Patrick Rothfuss. Brad Dourif, excuse me. I don't know how I mixed those two up. That's Brad Dourif playing Suitor, and not only does he do his usual amazing job, but it's once again a great character piece for Tuvok, and it's an excellent insight into a lot of cool, interesting things. Thaw was orange, which is good. It's very good, but it's not those two episodes. Hang on. Someone asked me, what did Conspiracy get? Conspiracy was blue. Because it's not a very good episode. Could have been worse. It's about as good as I can say about that. It's actually very, very simple. I say colors because that's just kind of how that works in my head. But what it really boils down to, it's a 0 to 7, or excuse me, 0 to 6 score system. So 7 points overall. There's 1 right in the middle, 3 up, 3 down. 2, which is a gradient, 2, which is a gradient, and then the very, very best, which requires extra oomph, and the very, very worst, which requires extra oomph. And then I just do colors: black, blue, green, yellow, orange, red, purple. And that's the setup. And then some math, and we come up with a percentage. A perfect show, like somehow a magically show that has 100% purple episodes, yeah, right, nothing has ever been that, would be 100%. So that is your best score. A 0 would be the exact opposite, a show that has nothing but black episodes, nothing but Lamentations. So from there you could see the gradient pretty easily. It's pretty easy to understand. The higher is better. And like I said, TNG Season 1 is 19.23%, which is pretty freaking low. The highest percentage entire show so far, I believe that's actually She-Ra at 65.38%. Pretty sure. Well, okay. Other than the freaks. There's 2 shows that are freaks. Those are Arcane, Season 1, and Andor, Season 1. Those are freak shows. those are the StarCraft 2s. I say without hyperbole, those shows kind of don't count for the same reason StarCraft 2 kind of doesn't count. Because they're well, what do you call that? They're prestige shows. They're shows made to be as high quality as possible without regard to most of the normal things that most shows have to deal with, like budget and executives and making sure you have a schedule and making sure you hit certain markers and certain requirements and external stuff and blah, 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 blah. They're just shows designed to be good. Now, that doesn't always succeed, but the point is it's a different thing. It's a different atmosphere. It's a different environment. So Andor and Arcane are both the freaks because one of them scored a 91%. The other one scored a 95%. 95%, which is absolutely bonkers good. For the record, that is 4 reds and 8 purples. That is as high as we've ever seen. I don't think that's ever getting past. The worst was Reboot. So Reboot, the entire show, got a 15.25%. If you're paying attention, that means Reboot, the entire show, was lower than TNG Season 1. It was pretty bad, is what I'm trying to say. Reboot did actually get good. It was weird. Dragon Prince, the whole show, was 33%, which is... The problem is Dragon Prince actually has a pretty solid arc, but that's 3 seasons. Then there's 4 seasons of Drek, which drag it down, and that's the problem. But yeah, Reboot actually has 2 orange episodes, which, if that doesn't sound impressive, that's pretty high. That in common parlance, that is very good. But it also had... Let me just list the episodes in season 1 of Reboot for me real quick. Black, 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 black. Blue. Black, black, blue. Black, black, black. Black, black, blue, black. Green. Blue, 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 black, blue. I'm gonna stop there. Oh my god, that show was awful. Tangled, overall, the whole show was 49%. So yeah, pretty much 50%, which is quite good. That is almost orange. 58% would be orange, for perspective. MLP is probably going to surpass most of these shows when we get there. It's a chonker, but that'll make it more impressive. A show that can rate that high. So here's another little tip for you. I mentioned how Andor and Arcane are freaks. They're also shorter. One of the things my review system does is I have a concept which gives bonus multiplier to a score for retained quality, right? I'm not going to go into the math. The idea is it's relatively easier to have a 2-hour game that's really good than a 20-hour game that's really good. But if you manage to have a long game and more content, which continues to be good, sustained quality, then the score gets boosted, right? This is one of the reasons StarCraft 2 is so high on the list, is because honestly, it never really dips. Like, there are issues the entire game. There's like little asterisks of aggravation the entire game, but there's no point at which it hits a sunshine syndrome. It's just good the whole way through. And for a 60-hour game, that's bonkers. So yeah, exactly, Retro Justice. You get it. So yeah, Arcane and Andor are both very short 1-season shows, so it is easier for those shows to be that high scoring. Honestly, and I don't mean this as an insult, Ross, Tangled is kind of more of what I would consider what a show should aim for, right? Averagely good sounds like a weird sentence, but I stand by it. That's the goal right there, having a show that's 3 seasons long, that manages 50% overall quality. That's something most shows will never manage to accomplish. Anyways. And yeah, I'm never covering Andor Season 2 because they added something to Star Wars that should not exist within Star Wars. And so on petty, pathetic, and pedantic, I don't know what word to use here, aggravation towards that, I've decided not to watch it. Arcane Season 2 I just have no interest in. Joshua and I had lunch here a while back, you see. It just came back to me as all. Laura Stone. Hey, don't be like that. It's not like it's a memory of some great tragedy or anything. It's just a kid who didn't understand her own feelings. Totally forced Joshua to let me feed him, not even caring if anyone saw. He must have been really sick of me even then. Introspection. Very unlike you, so however, I like it. Do you need a moment? We can spare the time. No, I can't stop now. Can't let myself stop now. You know, that's an interesting way to put it, Mr. Ed. I'm actually going to disagree with you. I think that StarCraft 2 is a show that never goes below orange. Because there are absolutely purple moments in StarCraft 2. On both axes. I say without hyperbole that... oh my god, I can't think of the name of the mission. The best mission in the game. And I can't think of the name of it, of course I can't. Hang on. All In. All In is one of the best RTS missions ever. Like, in gaming. It is scarily well designed. It is it's I can't even summarize it. It would take time and effort and work to really sit down and properly explain how good All In is. It's even better because All In is actually 2 missions. Because you have a choice of how the mission goes before you even walk into it. It is an extremely good mission. That's purple territory, easy. And there's a couple other missions in StarCraft 2 that would be easy purple territory. But yeah, sorry, getting back to you, Mr. Ed. I think you're right. I think StarCraft 2 is a game where orange is the floor. Sorry, I don't mean to overpraise. How can I make up an excuse to replay StarCraft 2? Yes, push-ups, that's the one. Also, Beavis and Butthead would probably be an all-black show, I would say. Maybe like a ultraviolet black, you know? Let's poke our heads in here. Yep, it's Kevin. Figured. They do not deserve your sympathy. In truth, Pedro did not think Duke Gaston would back down so easily. What are the machinations of that foul-masked puppeteer Harlequin? Capri, Pedro's teacher, seemed to know the jester, but simply dodged any questions about him with frustrating vagueness. Regardless, Pedro knew another battle would come, and soon he would have to upgrade the Blue Knight if he hoped to emerge victorious. Oh, Pedro. A slightly irritated yet comforting voice snapped Pedro from his reverie. Do you wish for your tea to grow cold? The clear blue eyes which met his own carried their own message. It will be all right. Pedro, a little embarrassed, took his tea and drank deeply. It was enough to simply have this moment with her. The end. That's the Dull Night, kids. What? That's it? But what about the fight with Harlequin? Oh, Clem, you're such a dummy. That's a wonderful ending. And you just know Pedro and Tia go on to live happily ever after and get married. It's so romantic. Yeah. They gotta get married and be happy. I want some of that tea. All 22 chapters of the Dull Night in one sitting for a bunch of rambunctious kids. I'm talking about challenges. Alright, kiddos, that's enough for one day. Class is over. Yep, he's totally a wandering priest. Wink! I mean, the game has already shown us the bomb under the table. We know that he's working with the royal family. And, obviously, some kind of militant arm of the church. Not sure what's up with that yet. Estelle! Hey kids, great to see you again. You guys doing okay? Holy moly, did you come to play? This is great. It's been forever. Play with me, play with me. Well, you haven't lost any energy, it seems. Father Kevin, it's been a while. She remembers me. What's it do? Wow, you really are a priest, despite the getup. Really? Wow, the hate of my awesome duds. Hey, what are the chances we meet again here of all places? Could this be fate? Yep, who are you? I'm Estelle. Who are you? I'm Sherazard. Who are you? I'm Teresa. Who are you? Kevin. The world really is a small place. I know, craziness. Thanks for lunch, by the way. It was excellent. No, it's no trouble. Besides, it's the least I can do in return for what you've done for the children. Hey, Estelle, how come Joshua's not with you today? He's pretty busy with something, so he could come today. Aw, it's too bad. I wanted Joshua to see the orphanage all fixed up, too. Me too. I wanted to see him dressed up like a princess again. He was so pretty. Anyways, you guys were in Sunday school for a while. What was it you were all reading when we came in? Some kind of novel? It's called The Dull Knight. It's an awesome action story about fights between puppeteers. What was it, Sword for Brains? It was romance with desperate love between a noble lady and a common man. Desperate love. It's a young adult novel series I brought with me when I came to the Barrel. I planned on reading it to the kids a little at a time, but they convinced me to do it all in one go. My throat is dying. Thank you for your devotion, Father Kevin. You'll be headed back to Ron now, I take it? Yeah, next logical step, really. I've got other villages to visit, so I'll hop on an airship soon. Speaking of, how come you're in Rouen yourself, Estelle? Bracer biz, I guess? Yeah, there's a lot going on. Wait, on that note, we came out here to ask about something. Right, the White Man. Want to ask me stuff? Yes, Polly, I have a question. Can you tell us about the white man you saw a little while ago? Because a white man was a white man. He was spinning like a top. It was neato and fun. We're hoping for a bit more. Let me try and explain better. It was about 4 days ago. Polly was outside, just kind of spacing out, which is, usual for her. She saw a white man floating in the air. Hey, he was dancing around in circles in the sky. I tried talking to him. He bowed and flew away like a birdie. We were totally asleep and dreamed the whole thing. I mean, come on, this is the lamest ghost story ever. I mean, she might be dreaming at first as well, but it seems someone else saw it too. Right, Daniel? Yeah, I only saw a little, though. That night I saw a weird white shadow flying off to the east. White shadow, okay. Well, 2 witnesses make this quite a bit more believable. Bowing and leaving when addressed, though. Curious. I'll have one more question, and it's important. Do you remember what his face looked like? I know what his face looked like. He was wearing a weird mask. Mask? That's not your average ghost, then. Hey, Polly, you need to say this stuff. You never mentioned that before. Nobody asked. Masks aside, it seems it wasn't a dream. Once Daniel told me about it, I contacted the Bracer Guild, just in case. We've been watching for it since then, but there's no sign of it. Thank you for your time, Matron Teresa. It's given us a lot to mull over. Plus to story. Before I forget, because it's easy to do that. Anytime I alt tab, the game freezes. See? It's really frustrating. I just write the comic word for word, even though the comic's actually terrible, Mr. Red. Have you read the comic? Because it really is awful. No. Don't. It's awful. Or do. It's awful. Take your pick. Bye, Father Kevin. Bring Joshua next time. Yeah. That's the plan. I honestly didn't even notice Retro Justice. So I suppose that's my answer. And those kids are energetic. Gotta wonder, though, whether any of them, their matron qualifies for sainthood. Because every single one of them was among those polite, wonderful kids I've ever met. Yeah, Matron Teresa's amazing. There's actually another girl who helps out there, too. She's busy with her school exams. Couldn't get her today, though. Anyway, I'll be heading back for Ron, but what about you guys? Journey is more important than the destination, so sure, we'll group with you for a bit. Okay, so I have to rewrite Reboot. No, that's wrong. I have to write a continuation for Reboot, which doesn't change anything. Can I assume that Tony J is still alive somehow magically? He has a crossbow?
Not bad.
Oh, excuse me, a bow gun. I didn't realize he was Chewbacca. Oh man, I can't wait to enrich Tony J's life. Damn, nice. I like Sacrifice Arrow too. That's expensive as hell though. Costs him 65 CP. But if I'm reading that correctly, that is an area boost of 40 CP to everyone else. That, as long as that's hitting at least 2 people, that's a net gain.
Piece of cake.
There's just a Wookiee there, hanging out.
Piece of cake.
Listen, push-ups. I'm just saying they had it coming. They were the kids from Skyrim.
Piece of cake.
Okay, so here's the rough story idea, Mr. Red. The vague idea is that we'll center it almost entirely around Megabyte. And he's... So, I wouldn't reveal this at the beginning, but I'm just going to tell you the story from an outside perspective, the pitch, right? The idea is that whatever he encountered outside of the net has completely warped his program to the part where he's distending. Like, he can actually feel his code being ripped into 2 different directions simultaneously. His original viral code and the viral code that he gained from the net. Both of them are absolutely... It never came out, Dream Whisperer. Both of them are in constant conflict with each other. It turns out the actual reason he was screwing over everyone and engaging in his shenanigans in My Two Bobs was specifically because it was Megabyte's twisted, warped version of asking for help. Of course, he can never just walk up and say, "Help me, please." What really stops you from wearing more than 2 accessories? Social decorum? Question. Instead, he had to go through this whole weird, wonky, manipulative, force you to marry me thing because Megabyte is just that diseased of a person, that toxic of a person, if you will. When he was found out, that ended up being a sufficient shock to the, let's call it the our Megabyte, that he started losing that particular battle. So the first arc of the story is the feral Megabyte doing exactly what he said he'd do at the end of the last episode, hunting. Just running through town, actually mass murdering people with his bare hands, claws, if you will. And just being a legitimate monster about it, very werewolfy, right? And at certain points, parts of the original Megabyte start peeking through. And at the end of it, his whole idea is that obviously he wants to rule again. He wants to get back on top. He wants to have Oh god, what did he call the city when he was in charge of it? Actually, can't remember. Mega something. Megaframe, that was it. He wants Megaframe. And so he tries to reach out and get the heroes to help him. And of course, Bob, who insists that any virus can be redeemed, wants to help him too. But Enzo and Dot both don't agree with that, and they think that if they just get Megabyte back, it'll be a bad thing. Especially Dot, who is probably not super happy about the deception thing and the fake marriage thing and the forced kiss thing. So they hatch a plan to go ahead and go along with helping Megabyte to fight his more feral side. But the thing is, their plan is just to delete both of them. So at a certain point in time, tell me about it, Eva. So at a certain point in time, the plan goes off without a hitch. They manage to rip the feral aspect out of Megabyte, but that leaves Megabyte vulnerable for the second half of the plan, which erases Megabyte. And Megabyte is dead. He is gone. He is cessated. He's not coming back. This leads to the next story arc. Bob's. He is livid that they just murdered Megabyte without even consulting him. Without even, letting him in on the plan. And, they will defend themselves, of course. They have every reason to hate him. He was going to be a villain again. He's already done horrible things. And, of course, we can't risk him getting back in charge and ruining everything we've already worked for, blah, 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 blah. Bob, meanwhile, he still sees his perspective. I've already managed to redeem at least one virus. This could have been the second virus. We could have actually helped him to reprogram himself to be a better person. And you have robbed him of that choice forever. And the goal here is to make neither one of these groups correct. Never show anything to the audience. Never show anything that the characters don't know that indicates that one side or the other is correct. Instead, just make it a conflict of interest and have the two sides argue, debate, and turn it into a character piece, a talking point piece, as they debate what the hell to do about that. And then Godzilla shows up and they fight at the end. Crossbows are rare these days. People who are skilled with them are rarer still. Nah, Wandering Priest spends a lot of time in the wilderness, I'm gonna be able to defend myself somehow. There's no way I can match a pro. Really think so? I think you'd make a good bracer. You're really skilled. Oh, you're making me blush. Keep the flatter up, we might have to get serious. I thought we agreed to knock it off with the come-ons. Anyway. About this spook you're hunting. People can come into the church about it too. But Father Theodore thinks we ain't dealing with a normal spirit. Assuming it is a spirit after all. Really? Why isn't it normal? The testaments state that when a person dies, a righteous soul will ascend to the sky to join ideas. Right, and sinners are condemned to fall into the darkness of Gehenna. You know that spell you spammed the entire first game? Sometimes, though, you get souls who don't really fall into either camp. That's what the church strictly refers to as ghosts. Wandering souls, okay. Let's look at what makes our ghost not normal, if it's a wandering soul. Well, they don't really wander. According to doctrine, ghosts are usually bound to something. Could be a place, could be a person. Point is, it is something. The ghost, everyone's been reporting, though, doesn't seem to behave that way. It's got Father Theodore worried, I can tell you that much. Yeah, it's worrying. Anyway, something to keep in mind. I gotta get to church. Bye. Stay spookless. Man, he stayed in the party for 3 seconds. I always heard Wandering Priest are a strange bunch. This is an anime game. The main villain group is composed of a bunch of weird, random, quirky people with their own weird personality quirks and unique power sets. Come on, guys. Hell, that's true for everyone in this game. We're the Special Ops Forces. Let's see. We've got the bloodthirsty psychopath. We've got the woman who is entirely too fixated on the guy. I'll stop there. We're up G plus ranking now. Wow, we suck. So, ideally what should happen... Get the Jinyu Force. Ideally what should happen is immediately after... Like, it should be big event, character event, big event, right? So the big event we already told you about. That's the fight against Megabyte. The character event is Bob and the others kind of coming to grips with what's happened and trying to grow as characters and people as a consequence thereof. I don't have another big event. I'd have to invent some new villain or virus or something. Where? Oh, there. Okay. And then we find the Godzilla factory. And they're making so many Godzillas. And this is when this turns into a porno. They're actually Argonians.
Seems you came.
The problem here, this reboot has so many issues. The problem is, reboot already had a final villain. And no, it's not Megabyte. It's... I don't remember her name. Quick, what's her name? Daemon. Yep, the Daemon. That's it. That was the final boss. In every way. The fact that the story kept going after that was weird. So, like, having to follow through on that act, honestly, maybe I would just skip the normal structure, and instead of having, like, you know, big boss sequence, big character sequence, big boss sequence, I just do big boss sequence and end on a character piece. Just kind of do some wrap-up, finale, epilogue kind of episodes, you know? Rather than a final battle episode. So I think that's my answer. Final answer. Now to stab Mr. Red for daring to question me. Come on. There we go. Could you imagine reading a book by a waterfall? He should be ashamed. There wasn't any ghost, he was just daydreaming. Drifting off the way he did could be disastrous if there was a real emergency. As his commanding officer, his actions are wholly my responsibility. How embarrassing. Sir, I'm afraid you may be jumping to conclusions hastily. There have been multiple sightings of the White Shadow all over the province. Explain. I see. I thought he was just half asleep. Perhaps I did jump to conclusions too quickly. I've been far too hard on Nyx in that case. So Nyx is the one I saw. That's right. He's currently on duty at the entrance to the tunnel. Tell me he has my permission to speak to you. Thanks. I've been diligent, Lucas Slaughter. Want to head to the tunnel? Give me a minute, I'll open the gate. Actually, no, we're not here for the tunnel. We're here for you. Yeah. Like, not in a long time, but yeah, Reign 36. Yeah, this is one of the rare fictions where the army is usually portrayed in a positive light. It's one of the reasons I commented on the Spec Ops being so, you know, thugs. so thuggish. It knew it was too real to be a dream. So, tell us about it. 3 nights ago, standing here on my watch shift, you notice how loud the water flows, right? It used to after a while. There's a rhythm that can really lull you to sleep. Plus, I started my shift didn't come from the mess, so I was even more sleepy. So to keep from falling asleep, I walked back and forth around here. That's when I saw it. It was a floating man dressed in white, old-fashioned clothes. He, or it, was dancing just above the waterfall. I freaked out so bad I pointed my rifle at it without thinking, and... You shot the thing? I meant it to be a warning shot, but I was so nervous I hit it right in the chest. Well, I know I did, but it just floated there as if nothing happened at all. After that, it took off like a bird or something, heading north. Can't be affected by gunfire. That should just... something. After all that, I ran inside with the commander, but all that got me was a dressing down for sleeping on the job and unnecessary rifle discharge. That was a bad day. Anyway, clearly for the best to just pretend it was a dream and forget it ever happened. Thanks for the thought, but I doubt I'll forget that. Why, that poor soul is a wandering ghost, but try to help him, yeah? I mean, bracers can solve the problems of the dead, too, right? That's right, the work never ends. Mwahaha! Honestly, at least a bit, Retro Justice. Slow down or you'll trip, Pumpkin. Really is lovely. I'm glad we come with you, my love. Thank you. I've always left you two alone back home. This is the least I can do for my family. Oh, that's a really sweet family. Looks like they're on vacation or something? Maybe it'd be foreigners giving away there. It's so amazing. Just looking at it, I feel like it's going to swallow me whole. Excuse me, miss. Do you know the name of this waterfall? Where does this water come from? That's a little out of the blue. I mean, fair, Lucas Slaughter. I'm not sure how the military is portrayed in, random example, Cold Steel, but I bet it's not as positively. This waterfall is called Erletten. The water flows from the Valeria Lake through an ancient waterway. I know what Valeria Lake is. It's the big lake we saw before the airship landed, right? Yes, that's right, but airship? Are you from another country? Yep, that's right. I'm from far, far away. My name's Ren. Ren, huh? That's a real cute name. I know. Papa and Mama gave it to me. Of course it'd be cute. Ren, don't bother the nice lady too much. Our apologies if Ren's troubling you too much, miss. Well, I wasn't doing anything bad. No, it's no trouble. But May, what brings you to Liberal? Well, I often come to Liberal for business. Every time I do, I'm struck by the beauty of the country, so this time he brought myself and our daughter along. Miracles do happen, it seems. You guys are like the most picture-perfect family, you know? Yeah, that's incredibly suspicious. Jealous? Papa's away a lot, but he always brings us lots of presents when he comes home. And Mama's always full of smiles and makes the best food. Really? I am kind of jealous now, actually. Goodness. I'm sorry, she's still very much a child. Hey, what's yours, miss? What's your name? Sorry, I haven't introduced myself. I'm Estelle. You are not Estelle. You're not. I'm a bracer. Wait, do you know what a bracer is? I'm not stupid. I'm a big girl. But that's neat. Yeah, bracer, huh? Do you slay lots of scary monsters? Yep, that's part of the job sometimes. Bracer, that's very impressive. Yep, especially your age. I'm still pretty new at it, though. Each of Liberal's 5 major cities has a guild branch. If you encounter trouble, please do not hesitate to come to us for help. Thank you, we'll keep that in mind. If you'll pardon us, though, we need to check into the inn. Come along now, Ren. Ren? Renee? How is this pronounced? Do they ever pronounce this? Oh, wait. The remake is now. Is her name ever pronounced in anything else? I guess even that's a spoiler question, isn't it? Okay, Ren. We'll just call her Ren. Miss Estelle, will you play with me next time we meet? Sure. Yay. See you, Miss Estelle. Yeah, exactly, Retro Justice. I think she might be younger than Tita. Yeah, she might be. She might be a certain someone and her father. Just a bit, yeah. I was thinking about how I was around her age when Joshua and I first met. Ah, yes, that's right. Regardless, that's all the witnesses. Shall we return to Rouen? Let's do it. mean, she's got a lot of Joshua on the mind right now. I don't blame her. I mean, have you seen him in that dress?
Seems you can't.
What's my money doing?
Oh, are we done already?
There's a K-pop demon hunter with a six-pack named Abby. I know, Kat. Just checking. As much as I love headaches, and I love headaches, every day I'm like, yes, headaches. Oh, yeah. Okay, I now have one of everything I can buy at the moment. I mean, everything I've heard about the, what's it called? K-pop Demon Hunters, whatever the proper name is that it's actually really, really good. Like, shockingly good. But yeah, it has the Spider-Verse thing, and I know from experience that the Spider-Verse thing gives me a headache. Because Spider-Verse gave me a headache. I've actually never seen Spider-Verse 2, and honestly never will. Because of that. Hi, Dorothy. Hello, Niles. Getting some pictures taken. What? What? Can I help you? He's like, it's time to eat. It's very close to time to eat. It's almost 6. So I heard something weird was coming by. You mean this white shadow thing? Actually, while you were out, we had another report of a thing appearing in the city limits. Citizenry started getting frightened to demand answers I can't give them. The capstone to all would be the picture this young lady took. It's pretty much puts the nail in the coffin as to what's going on. Okay, I need to open the cat language book. Yeah, could you imagine an entire season of a show being low frame rate on purpose? Okay, I don't know what that is. I've been trying to guess what this ghost thing is. It's a malfunction, okay? Malfunction. Still, you're scary all of a sudden. Anyway, I'm only put a lot more faith in these settings now. Seems something really is out there. Season 1 did, yeah, played it all. Unironically. More to the point, I think working with the media on this wouldn't be bad at this juncture. So let's all share information. Did you get statements? Yeah. There's an emergency. Help! 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 Yeah, it's animated on what? 4s or 6s? I don't know the terminology that well. Was someone attacked by monsters? Oh no! The supporters of Norman and Portos are arguing. Who cares? This isn't real life. Oh god, Niles like, oh my gosh, this could be a riot. We've got to go report on this. Niles, I actually liked you in the first game. Don't do this, buddy. What's with the clock motif of the second game? It's been everywhere. Don't answer that question. I mean, I've said this for years and years, and nobody ever listens to me, Linear. Execution matters. The dumbest idea can be executed well and turn into something good. Okay, you know what? Fine. I will go ahead and feed you. Hang on, hang on. There are tropes I don't like. Everyone has tropes they don't like. But when it comes to judgment, there are tropes that, you know, are... I try to be neutral about tropes, because it's about the specifics of how they implement it. Yes? Do you want something? Huh? Huh? Do you want something, cat? Huh? 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 Do you? Do you? Oh. It's pretty good. What's your food? Oh, God, yes. That is my hand that you're attacking. I can't open the thing. You attacking my hand. Okay, enjoy. Eat it. I admit, I often feel weird for kind of prioritizing execution over concept. I've said this before. I'll say it again. In my experience, most people prefer concept over execution. Really, really, really good such and such, but it's not really something that interests them versus something that interests them that's bad. Most people prefer the second. So, here I am. Alright, let's see these two yahoos argue about who they should elect. I mean, we know you're behind the ghosts who appear at the hotel. Norman's son is bedridden from the shock. Have you no shame? What disgusting truths won't you stoop to? Please, that son is a member of the Ravens. I'd expect us to trust something a worthless thug says. Wait a moment. Criticize if you wish, but only a coward would attack my family. You will retract your statement, calling my son a thug. That was probably a bit much there. But sir, why are you agreeing? It's because you bend on issues like this that the tourism party dares to try such tactics. Who's daring to try things? The harbor party's the one crossing the line. You really think you're harborists and tourismists? Do you really think your harassment with this ghost trick will really stop us? If I can use an example, 2 examples, of why I prefer execution. Jurassic Park and Empire Strikes Back. When you really break it down, the concepts of both shows, movies, games, oh my god, movies, aren't really all that out there or unique or interesting. Not really. Okay, so we've cloned dinosaurs and it went bad. Or whatever's going on in Empire Strikes Back. Like, it's not a very plot-heavy movie, right? It's almost entirely just a character piece. In fact, it doesn't even move the story forward, really, if you think about it, in terms of Star Wars entire. And yet, I would consider 2 of those of among the best movies ever made. Haven't gotten violent yet, so we can't do anything. Yet. Let's get into a good position, though. If this turns into a fight, we need to jump in immediately to stop it. There are so many spectators we can't get any closer. I think that now I managed to get up there already. Can't take this anymore. You limp-wristed tourist suckers think you could beat us in a straight fight? Well, that's it. Let's do this. The employees of the Norman firm will uphold Mr. Norman's honor. Stop, all of you. Do not sink to the level of thuggery. Everyone calm down. We should discuss this rationally. Oh, crap. Oh, no, I don't think we can stop this now. God damn it, Olivier. No, no, come on, you doofus. I just... Okay, to be very, very clear, there's only one thing I know happens in this entire game. And based on context, I'm guessing it's after the final boss. So I have no idea what's going to happen, in what order, other than just predictions. And I'll admit, of all the things I thought was going to happen here, Olivier showing up was not something I predicted. Violence creates nothing, it only opens the empty chasms between men. You offer this song, a gentle, sad song. You gotta share, you gotta care. Sorry. I'm not reading this, so I refuse. Oh, and if you're wondering, the one thing I know happens in this game, 2 people fall from a floating city into the sky. That's all I'm going to say. It's time to eat the minstrel, and there will be much rejoicing. Oh god, this is going to be sung in the remake, isn't it? Seems you're all touched by my song. Remember, there's but one truth. Love is eternal. Yeah, well, Portos, I think it'd be a good idea for both of us to cool our heads a bit. Yeah, besides, we're obstructing traffic. Back to the harbor, everyone. I got flyers to distribute. Hey, I need to borrow Kevin's crossbow for a second. The citizens here are as easily stirred to both action and rest as anywhere else. What truly moves them is the miraculous power of my melody. You there, reporters, take photos and write articles to your heart's content over this day's miracle. Okay. Dorothy, no, don't. Stop! Stop! Stop taking pictures! Oh my god. I will fling you into this harbor, Dorothy. And you will die from infection 3 weeks from now. I will use you. I will fling you at Olivier and knock both of you into the harbor. And both of you can die in 3 weeks. Oh, Estelle, where are you going? Wait, no, please. What a great expression. How heartbroken. It's so cute. How fickle you can be, my Rose. To meet your fated partner again after such a long absence and then to abandon him. What cruel barbs you cast. Fated partner, my left Strega. What goddess's name are you doing in Rouen anyway, Lullaby? You're whiling the days away in Elmo's Hot Springs. Mueller contacted me at the Maple Leaf Inn, you see. He was kind enough to tell me you'd returned from your travails. I thought to myself, she's been deprived of my person for so long. Her happiness is imperiled. I must welcome her back. Alright, how do we kill Olivier? Points for creativity. Any ideas? I've already given you my idea. We poison him. He slowly, agonizingly dies. He doesn't even suspect at first. He just thinks he's sick. But he doesn't get better, strangely. And then he's more bedridden, and then it becomes harder and harder to stand and get up every single day until finally he realizes he can no longer remove himself from the bed. He tries mightily and actually falls out of the bed, lands on the ground, and actually breaks something in the process. Desperate, alone, and screaming for help, except all that comes out is a pitiful little mewling as he lays there at the side of the bed, waiting for his attendant to come back, which will not happen for several hours, and then, alas, slowly and in agony, he dies on the floor. That's what I would do. Honesty makes it difficult to stay focused. Music. Star Wars walks up. Dead. Sieg eats out his liver. Oh. Lucas Slaughter. Throw him into an empty chest. I like that one. Dream Whisperer strangles him by the strings of his own lute. Evo, make him wear terrible clothes. He will die from embarrassment. Laterville, a wild animal rips out his throat while he's singing. And then the knife. Mr. Red kicks him in the dick until he bleeds to death. When you don't take the opening to make a joke at my expense, it leaves me wanting something more. Let's see you deliver another line like that through broken teeth. Whatever. John, this thing is Olivier, one of the people who helped us during the coup. He's a musician from Arabonia, we think. Yeah, super sus. Got it. Moving on. Truly, you know all there is to know about me. Your personal history, not quite. Your personality? Oh, yes, I do. Anyway. We don't have all day. Dorothy and I need to get a scoop on the election. Right. This is what other witnesses had to say. Blah, 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 blah. That was a lot kind of vague. Possibility of it being a prank for the mayoral candidates to cause problems for the other is out. Scaring Norman's kid is one thing, but I doubt they'd waste time scaring guards or kids. Also, the reports were consistent. The ghost was seen flying in every case. That's the kind of trick I doubt the average man on the street could pull off easily. Let's be a real ghost. Maybe some ancient noble went crazy and was locked up in a lonely cell and forced to wear a mask. Forever! Then after a few hundred years, he'll be revived as a spooky ghoul. Please stop talking about such scary ideas with a happy face. Thanks. Besides, ghosts are supposed to be bound to people or places, so it really can't be a ghost, can it? Not necessarily. What do you mean? Oh, did you notice something? Well, I can't weigh in on the matter of our future's ghostliness. However, Estelle's reports feature several common points. It's actually quite possible a spectre is bound to a place or person. I was about to say the same thing, actually. As a wandering hunter of love, I must keep a map of Liberal handy at all times. Now then, you investigated 3 areas. Here, here, and here. What about them? Well, I don't suppose you see it yourself. Look at the map. I don't remember. We'll go that one. Where the ghost went. That was actually my first guess, too. Oh, well. A raven-feathered tough man in the city's southern block said it went north and east. The Raven Guard said it went north, and they said it went east. Yeah. That's pretty conclusive. When you look at it like that, not many places it could come from, really. The Academy. I don't care if it's a ghost or whatever. We're going to go to the Academy and find it out. I mean, yeah, he's a D&D bard, and all of the negatives that implies. I don't really get it, but I'll do my best. Hey, I never agreed to bring Dorothy with us. Fine, let's bring Dorothy with us. Yes. Your dad told me about the Joshua thing. Not a lot, but enough for me to get the picture. I know you're worried about those people. Hear anything, I'll forward it to the guild. So keep a stiff upper lip or something. Edward is a better character in every way than Olivier. However, I think in a fight, Olivier would crush Edward. Edward's only a good character in the GBA version of it. Okay, so Dorothy does have one line there. If you want me to take pictures of weird ghost things or anything else, I'll help you out with that. That's, I think, is this sole totality of our hint. Take her to the tower. Does Cassius know you're still in the barrel? Sure, you wooed me with such insinuations. The answer, however, is yes. Cassius, or should I say Brigadier General Bright, is well aware. Hi, Blue Wind. It feels really adult here. It's exciting. Yeah, Shira knows how to manage Olivier. Well, let's hope she doesn't end up marrying him or anything. That would be terrible. Could you imagine? Although he'd probably be into the whips, so I suppose whatever. No judgment, no judgment. Safe, sane, consensual, etc. Hang on. What's... It's actually kind of funny. Hey, escorts! Yeah, that's a thing. So let's get him some CP. And he does decent damage.
Piece of cake.
Since we know the game dumps our ports at the end of leaving party, let's go ahead and set him up a little bit here. They were pretty RNG in the first game, Retro Justice. Here they're fine. Did I say hi, Bluent? I don't remember. I remember nothing. Hi, Bluent. Come. Let's stick with that for now.
Seems you
I mean, there's nothing new about it yet, Retro. But it is an inconvenient excuse to reset everything.
Piece of cake.
Ask me again in like 4 days. I'll give you a much more thorough answer to that question. Building CP. Yes, I know that Estelle and Shara already have full CP.
Piece of cake. Piece of cake. Piece of cake.
I'm not sure if it must be.
Piece of cake.
Oh, that's something that happened. Yeah, physical reflect, that's new. Well, I haven't seen it yet, Dream Whisperer.
seems you came up short.
I suppose that's my answer to you. Maybe it's something that happens later? I don't know. Unless you're just talking about the usual stuff, which is like what Quartz has always done. Like attack always raises your attack value, right? Attack. Here. See? Attack plus something? Hello? There we go. Attack. Strength plus 3%, death minus 1%. I knew there was an attack thing, okay? I say, I don't think that's anything new, is my point.
Piece of cake.
I mean, if there's something else, I could be wrong. I've never played this game. I know extremely little about this game, and I've already told you what I know about this game. See, the cat knows, too. I notice there's also more AoEs than last time. Oh, that's interesting, Rain 36. Not in a good way. Oh wow, so crafts count as physical attacks. I suppose that makes sense. That is good to know, though.
Oh, are you done already?
Yeah, time to not pick up the new Stellaris DLC. Or any Stellaris DLCs ever. Clog boots. Well, it's been so. I'll see you again on New Game Plus. Yeah, that's another weird thing. There's been a few chest bosses, but not nearly the kind of spam we used to get. I mean, you remember the last dungeon, right? Honestly, I am too, Mr. Red. I am shocked at how much improved this is over the first game. Remember I kept asking which game will be a net positive gameplay? I'm gonna laugh if this is it. I don't think so. Like, this is still a 2006 JRPG. But you never know. Oh god, and now I have to take the picture in a specific spot? Oh hey, there's the lighthouse in the distance. That's actually kind of cool. You see, you can see the lighthouse across the way there. Well, whatever. I'm going to assume it wants me to do it up here, because this is, like, clearly, you know, what they want me to do. I mean, the game still has issues, don't mistake it. The interface is pretty much the exact same not good interface. I'm kind of used to it because I've been playing it for a week. Okay, fine. Can I just... Why isn't Dorothy doing it? For Christ's sakes, fine. I might like over here. Wait. Can't we make Dorothy do it? I just realized I don't need to take the picture. Maybe coincidence, but we do have a pro with us. Thank you, game. Dorothy, please take this picture. Yeah, it's got a scary face. Now say cheese. Thanks for waiting. I got some really angry, sullen, manly pictures. Good job, I guess? Let me just cast exit really quick here. Oh my god. I was about to make fun of the fact that I had to walk all the way back to town. I, in fact, had already started making fun of that. Okay. Um, here's the photo. It was now it was 9 years. It's 2 years from their perspective. It's good enough to look like it came from a pro. Actually, it's better than most professional work. So well done. Take a look. That's a nice shot. We'll match the focus on the panorama mode, which is really difficult. Man, the way it captures the light is just perfect. You can tell just by looking at this device has a long history. Of course, a photo this good is plenty good for research purposes, but it almost feels like a waste to use it for that. Really, pretty complex, huh? Hey, it's incredible. Well, this completes the job. Thank you so much. Moon glasses. And he will continue to research the towers, which will never be relevant again. Prevents poison and blind. Not bad, actually. Because we've already seen plenty of enemies that do both. Oh, the Weissman thing is the best part of the entire game. 100%, no complaints whatsoever. Please don't kill me, Retro Justice. I know you want to. Please, just spare my pathetic life. Yeah, anyway, so I give it a negative, because I thought it was done badly. In fact, we came up with several ways they could have done it a lot better. What's really funny is they actually do the Weissman twist better in this game. Takoda had a wonderful idea, which I really like, where imagine if every time we met him, we introduce ourselves to him. Like, oh, hi, yes, I'm Professor Alba. Oh, good to see you. Hi, yes, I'm Estelle, this is Joshua, and whoever happens to be with us at the time. Yes, it's good to meet you all. I was hoping you could escort me through this tower. Sure thing, no problem. Go to the next tower. Hello, everyone, I'm Professor Alba. Oh, hi, yes, I'm Joshua, this is Estelle. I asked if Bracelet Incarnate to be my lecturer, but she had to leave on guild business. No, exactly, Retro Justice. Like, just kind of, you don't even have to call a lot of attention to it. Just kind of have it be a thing there. You can also do a thing where, like, there happens to be some other character nearby who sees Alba. And, like, imagine they're like, bye, Professor Alba, and Alba leaves. And then the other character's like, huh, who was that? And the characters say, who was who? Like, he's already gone. Never mind. We need to go deal with the current crisis. Oh my gosh, you're right. Start with an explanation of the guild. Overview of the Bracer's job. Answer the kids' questions correctly. Should I look up a walkthrough for this? Oh, the temptation's rising. Probably Blade Chaval. That's kind of the best part. Play with it a bit, you know? What? 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 Why do you torture me? Why? Why? What did I do to deserve this, huh? See, I disagree with that, Retro Justice. I was actually paying attention to this particular playthrough. And one of the things I noticed most in this playthrough is that there was no foreshadowing. You could argue there's foreshadowing, but other than the Grand Cell section, which is a different thing, I would argue against that firmly. Because I really was paying attention on a text-by-text basis. There's nothing there. He's the ditzy, quirky professor in a game filled with ditzy, quirky characters. There's nothing to distinguish him from anyone else in the entire game. And that's sort of the problem. He's just another NPC who happens to be a recurring NPC of dozens. That's why I say there needs to be something there. That's the problem. It's... To put it in simple terms, because this usually happens more in anything that has acting, like voice acting or live action acting. In that there's a character who's, I'm a good guy, but I'm secretly evil. And what they do is the director, or the actor, or both, either doesn't convey to them the twist, or doesn't actually direct them to act like someone acting like someone else, if that makes sense. Let me explain this differently. Let's say I've got Blade Chaval, and he's an actor of mine. I'm like, all right, Blade Chaval, you're playing... I don't know, Professor Alba. We'll just go with the example I can spoil because we're already there. And so I direct him to be Professor Alba. Like, okay, I'm Professor Alba. Hi. Da 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 da. Just completely straight-faced, right? Nothing unusual about the portrayal whatsoever. But then it's like, okay, now that we've given that away, now that we've had you portray that. So listen, Blade Chaval, turns out the character you've been playing this whole time is actually horrifically evil. So let me give you a completely different amount of direction for this completely separate character. And Blade Chaval's okay, and then Blade Chaval's like, mwah, puppies. And the problem is, from a presentation perspective, these are two characters. And you could argue that someone is that good, like, in universe to hide that, but in reality land, from a fictional perspective, it's just cheating. It's actually lying to the audience, if that's what narrative cheating is, in order to accomplish something. Yeah, Hans in Frozen is a good example of this. Hans in Frozen is a perfect example of narrative cheating. He is not someone who is acting good. He is two characters. This is admittedly a bit of a meta thing, and it's almost always done for the exact same reason. To try and make the shock value bigger, because what they want, because they're stupid, is they want to catch you by surprise. And so they get rid of any possibility of actually being able to deduce what's going on. Instead, it's all entirely on, oh my gosh, shock. And as I've said many, many times, I legitimately consider that to be bad writing. Hence the negative. Anyways, sorry. Moving on. I'm not super confident, but I think I should be fine teaching kids. I should take pictures. Now then, we're going to have a guest teacher for the remainder of the class. They've taken time out of their busy schedule to come speak to us, so don't be rude, okay? Okay. Alright, come on out. Who are you? Just about to introduce myself. Give me a sec. Alright, well, hello, I'm Estelle Bright. I'm still pretty new to the job, but I'm what we call a bracer. What? You're a bracer? No way, that's so cool. How old are you, miss? Now we'll have time for questions later. First, have your guest review what we've already gone over. I'm not going to agree with that, Lord Haremont, but I think part of the problem is an unrelated thing to the guessing. It's a matter of attitude. Some writers, actually a lot of writers, have this weird thing where they think that foreshadowing is a bad thing. And that's a bizarre mentality. I see it a lot, especially in professional writing. I don't have anything else to add to that. It's a weird mentality. You want the audience to be like, oh my gosh. Shocking. Okay, is everyone ready? Let's go over today's class really quick. Choose the correct answer and guide your special class to success. A Bracer is a specialist at investigation and combat. Our main duty as a Bracer is... we'll go with 2. Protection of the peace and citizenry. We don't just slay monsters to prevent crimes. Bracers prevent goods in transit. Look for lost items. Senior bracers and junior bracers. Class 9 to Class 1. Orbital technology and the Guild are deeply connected. Even now we receive financial support from foundations related to Orbital technology. The reason the Guild has been able to expand at this level is because it is a non-governmental organization with no ties to a specific nation. Not interference with state powers. No stick interference with state systems. Well, the other thing too, and this is getting more editorialized, is a lot of writers, I'm not saying that Trails in the Sky has it, but a lot of writers in general, especially professional writers, they all want the magic trick, and nobody's willing to put the work into the magic trick, so they just make a twist happen, and there you go. It's a check mark. It's the exact same thing I don't like about the thread of the week or the romance of the week. It's the twist of the week. You know the concept. You've seen it 100 times before, usually in movies, but this also infects games and shows and books. There's a twist because you're supposed to have a twist. A lot of people forget this because a lot of people haven't studied fiction the way I have. But twists used to be rare. It used to be uncommon that there was a twist in a fictional work at all, of any kind. Most fictional works were just stories that progressed logically and naturally. And then, I'd say sometime around the 70s, it started becoming more and more popular as some of the really big movies, shows, games, books, all started having big twists. And that caught people, and of course, what do people talk about? They talk about the twist and nothing else. So there's this kind of... there's this selective bias of presuming that the thing that people really liked about the work was the twist. So the twist kind of became a checkmark thing, where most people kind of wanted to shove a checkmark into a work to be a twist and for no other reason, right? I don't think it started with Empire Strikes Back, but Empire Strikes Back probably popularized it, codified it, to use my own terminology. And I actually agree with Rain 36, because if you think about it, late 70s, early 80s, there's quite a few movies and books and shows around that era that managed some really big, shocking, well-done twists. It's worth noting almost all of those were well done, right? The execution, we were just talking about that earlier, the execution is what really matters. And so that, I think, is one of the big things. And of course, people are like, oh my god, we gotta do that. I mean, that's why I call it bullet point syndrome, is it just became a check mark for them to go through. I'm looping now, I apologize. I'm getting tired. I should cut off soon. Okay, so, in emergencies, we have to end up in situations of conflict with code. Prioritize the safety of the civilians. Duh. If that's the wrong answer, I don't even care. Because that is the right answer. FF7 was probably the codifier in gaming, yeah. Which is funny when you think about it. Because the popular twist, the big, well-known twist of FF7, isn't the big twist of FF7. No spoilers, I don't want to hear it on an unrelated stream, but if you've played the game, you know what I'm talking about. That was pretty early on, relatively speaking, too. 97. I agree with that, Retro Justice. The one nobody talks about is the really good twist of that game. The one everyone talks about is... FF6 actually has a really big twist, but I think most people don't even realize it was a twist. There's actually several of those. We talked about that when we were covering Dragon Quest 1. How many of you know that the... I'm just going to tell you this. The final boss of Dragon Quest 1 is a dragon. I know this sounds weird, but that was actually designed to be a twist. That was considered a twist by the creators of Dragon Quest 1. No joke. Because it didn't used to be the same kind of thing. Samus is another example of this. Oh my god, Samus is a girl. They even lied about that one in the manual to kind of throw the audience on that one. When you can become a Bracier. I'm gonna say 16. I mean, I'm kind of with you on that, Evo, but I only mention it to get across the idea that twists back in the day weren't even things we would really consider to be twists, right? Like, they're not twists. It's like, yeah, of course the Dragon Lord is a dragon, duh. And, like, nobody cares, but you get it. You gotta beat up monsters no matter what? Some of them are really cute. Judge based on appearance. Linde. The ones who finally arrested the bandits were... Speaking of trick questions... I mean, we didn't commit the arrest. We didn't. We beat all the bad guys up and sent them running into the arms of the Royal something. But I don't remember if it was the Royal Guard or the Royal Army. It has to be the Royal Army. We'll go with the Royal Army. Because, yeah, it was the Intelligence Division. But we'll go with the Army. Can I ask something? Yeah, sure. What's up, kid? I'm actually studying for entrance exams. But which of the three principles of the code is the protective duty to civilians? How the heck am I supposed to remember something like that? Wait a sec. The protective duty to civilians principle? I don't know. How? What? What kind of question is this? Yeah, okay, hang on. I don't even have, for the record, I don't even have a walkthrough up at all. So let's just pull up GameFAQs here really quick. No, believe it or not, I did not study for the quiz. Here we go. Let's just pull up GameFAQs. Okay, there's an HTML one. That's probably going to be a good one. Yeah, no kidding, Retro Justice. Okay, here we go. Side quests. Here we go. Oh my god. That is a good question, Trihexia. Honestly, a lot of this should probably be thrown out. It's duh. But I doubt they do anything like that in this setting. As if the Trails of series would actually care about consequences. Pshaw, I say. Hang on. What? Sorry, I'm trying to find this quest. Give me a second. Aha! It is Principal. Jesus Christ, the next question's even worse. It is Principal 2. Oh, yeah, I knew that. Sorry. No, that's fine. Any more questions? I got a question then. Go ahead. So, when the mayor was arrested, the Queen's airship came, right? How big was the airship? There's always one. There's always one weirdo question that's nothing to do with anything. Yeah, that's true, by the way. You should see my Q&A streams. How big was it really? It is 42 ARG. Yeah, no kidding, Retro Justice. Thank you, Mrs. Stell. Okay, let's kind of get rid of this walkthrough. There we go. Thank you for your time. The children were overjoyed. That was a wonderful lecture. I was pretty nervous before I did it, but they liked it. I witnessed your performance. You were a fantastic teacher. Still, it made me think about just how much I don't know. Every time they ask for details, I start panicking. Yeah, make sure you work hard. No one's going to trust a bracer who doesn't even know the code. What code? What are you even talking about? We have a code? I just beat things up and help people. My friends are my code. Yeah, we're still G+. We're not going to be rank F. Well, I meant what I said, and I said what I meant. I'm going to go ahead and chop off here for the night. Tomorrow, we will find out the mystery of the extremely evil ghost. Which, what do you want to bet it's actually a real ghost? That'd be funny.